As famed dungeon master Miley Cyrus once said about setting the right tone for the end of a campaign. Rolling my dice like yeah, making my crits like yeah. I got lair actions, legendary saves. I'm hoping for a TPK. Yeah, 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 yeah. Can outsmart my super cool archfey. Yeah, 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 yeah. Watch these idiots try to beat an archfey. Hey, hey! Welcome to Homebrew, the show where we avoid the crushing dullness of everyday life using our two favorite forms of escapism. That would be alcohol and Dungeons and Dragons. If this is your first time watching, boy, are you in for a treat. These last 3 episodes, this is going to be a masterclass in how to end a campaign. You'll get all the context you need. No, guys, it's a big bad. Bad things are happening. The party's here to stop it, or not. Who knows? They might help it. I don't know. But what we do usually at the top of the show is do a round of introductions to the players. You might say, no, we don't want your parasocial relationships. To the beers we're drinking, which I will start. It is not a beer. I'm having a
breaking your own rule.
I'm a renegade. I'm having a whiskey sour, which I made with Liars, which is a non-alcoholic American malt. I don't think they're allowed to use any legally binding. I don't even know if it's called an American malt. I think it's called like an American.
Isn't a malt just like a milkshake in the States?
Yeah, this is what I'm thinking. So I'm having a whiskey sour.
So you're basically just having a whiskey milkshake, which
that sounds pretty good.
Better.
Actually.
Yeah.
Until you said the words beside each other, I didn't want it, and now I want a whiskey milkshake.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get. Maybe that's what we'll do in between campaigns.
Oh, milk scotch? Is that anything? No, that sounds disgusting.
Milk scotch? No.
Doesn't sound bad. Milk scotch.
Well, you're also the man that proposes that fizzy milk tastes good, so I don't really think we're gonna go with that.
I'm a fizzy coffee guy. It's Keelan who wants to try the fizzy milk.
I want to try fizzy milk. Ben can't have real fizzy milk, so anything he tries would definitely be gross because it would be fizzy false milk.
Fizzy almond milk, please.
Yeah.
Fizzy porridge, anyone?
Fizzy porridge might make porridge fun.
That's up above. Fizzy porridge,
we make
milk,
porridge fun.
Oof.
Yeah.
Wes, are you drinking anything fizzy?
I'm drinking, I don't know, curdled beer. Would that work? No, today I'm drinking some Chieftain, some Franciscan Vale, because I haven't seen the IPA version. I've only seen the red ale one. And we're also going with some classic Smithwick's Red, which I haven't had in ages, but used to be my go-to. And I figured since we're closing out the campaign, I may as well go with the beer that I almost always had whenever we started. Except I think I went with the Smithwick's Blonde. I'll have to go and check the tapes, but Smithwick's of some sort.
Yeah. I don't know if they make it anymore. Chat, our little snug in the sidebar, amongst telling us what they're drinking, which is fizzy oat milk, fizzy fake milk, obviously, fizzy porridge, and fizzy pudding, are saying you're a little bit quiet.
Oh, we can fix that.
Just FYI.
Oh, we can fix that.
And while you do, let's continue around the overlay. Lucy!
What's going on? I am drinking, in the spirit of Valentine's Day, which is today, I am drinking some red wine. Some lovely red wine, hopefully slowly. It's a lovely one, which I would say it's a favorite because I feel like I get this a lot. And I also have a glass of Coke. If you're wondering, this is not a pint of red wine. If I go between the two, so very exciting. Coke Zero.
There is something depressing about wine in a pint glass. I don't know what it is. It's not even the volume. It's just a block, a block of wine.
I do think I could mix the two because that is supposed to be a thing, but it just feels wrong, so I'm not going to mix the two. But it's very romantic. I poured John one in the other room, and so nice. It's totally romantic.
Actually, funny, inside baseball, John and Nella bumped into each other in the shop. So mine and Lucy's partners, and they were both buying things for the other person because their romantic evening was going to be, my partner is going to be in the other room playing make-believe with their friends.
They're homebrew widows, really I think they call themselves.
Not for long. I'm releasing you back to the world and to your partners. You better make use of your time. That's all I'm saying, because you'll be back to campaign 2.
Yeah.
And last, but definitely not least, Feeling.
Yeah, you're damn straight. Not least. Most, in fact. Um, last and most. That's what people say when they want it to be nice. I'm drinking. I've had it for a long time. Sudden change. I figure now's the time to see what it tastes like. It's an India Pale Ale. There's very little information on the can, but I have just figured out that it's 6%. So that's no pants, no nothing. It's just like a tiny label and then blank. So yeah, I've got that. I've got a White Hag Fionn, 8%.
Nice.
Is it good? Good. Well, I have that, and then I have something I always hesitate to mention: Bitter End, because it's just not a good plan for this to be on the table for us. But that's 19 Plato, which I always like. So you gotta have Plato.
I'm a little bit suspect of your sudden change just a label on an empty can. Like you could have made that.
I could have. I mean, the art's not spectacular. No, I don't want to throw shade on. I mean, I actually even couldn't tell you. The Vale Brewing Company.
The Vale.
Vale.
Nice.
Yeah.
Actually on brand for
VEIL.
once. We're not normally that thorough or well prepared.
An India Pale Ale from the Vale. So there you are. Let us see if it tastes. It's fizzy.
In the snug over in the sidebar, just so you guys know what you have to play with, there is a blueberry crumble pastry sour, decaf coffee, Surly Furious, which we saw in our Discord. If you're not in our Discord, do hop in. We hang out there all the time, talking about beers and food and games and stuff. And it's by Collective Arts. Is the blueberry crumble pastry sour? I think I've had it. It's quite nice. And what else did I have to say about the sidebar? I was going to ask them, is Wes louder? Which you won't be able to know because I'm the one talking right now.
Ben, let me follow up by asking if I'm loud. I should be. The levels say I am, so if I'm not, then we've got bigger problems. And now we wait the 30 seconds for that to catch up live.
In those 30 seconds, I will tell you about the partnership we have. It's a long-standing partnership. It's with Dakota Irish. You can head over to dakotairish.com and check out. They've launched teas, like by D&D class, so you can get like a druid tea and a wizard tea and a sorcerer tea, and so that's just to say, I should have a copy for this. I don't, because I know what they sell. They sell teas. They sell actually. That's what I was going to say. They also sell teas, as in like T-shirts, like D&D T-shirts. So they sell multiple types of teas, of which you can get 10% off using the promo code Last Call, LASTCALL. That's how they know we sent you. So head on over and use the promo code Last Call at checkout. You'll get 10% off your first order. And I'll tell you something. These dice and these handcrafted dice trays are so good. We know for 100% fact that people buy them without even having a tabletop role-playing group to play, just to have on display, because they're so fucking gorgeous. So why don't you have a look? There's no harm in looking. There's no harm in just having a little look. There's no harm in adding to basket. There's no harm in adding to basket.
Ben, I don't do voices Clifford there.
Yeah.
That's my advertising quotes.
Yeah. There's hard sell, soft sell. That was creaky sell there.
I think
you want hard sell, soft sell, or pervert sell. There's no harm.
There you go. So that's what you're looking for. Just checking.
I mean, I haven't watched it in a long time.
Our new NPC incel. I can't wait to murder him.
There's no harm.
That's
He sounds like the old man from Family Guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, I don't want that. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it sounds most like. I mean, you're nailing that.
Oh, good. Now I know an impression I can do.
Yeah.
I like to, people ask me what impressions I can do. I like to say guess. And then just, that way, it's like, is that Jeff Goldblum? You're like, yeah, totally. Good one.
What do you think? You tell me.
I think we're good. Are we ready to play?
I'm ready to play.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is the third last time I'll do this. We have as many episodes left as Frieza has original forms.
Yeah, I was gonna say Frieza has way more forms.
Yeah. Well, we've less episodes than Frieza has forms.
Okay. Are we drinking every time there's a Dragon Ball reference? Is that what's happening here? Because I don't have that much beer.
There is always somewhere in here a Dragon Ball reference. It's the only thing I watched. I have a very deep and dark secret about my personality in Dragon Ball Z and certain world events, which I got annoyed that the news was on and Dragon Ball Z wasn't.
Rightly so.
I was.
I,
Yes, I
I
was
always
kept
get
out there.
annoyed. I always get annoyed
Yeah.
when the news is on.
Why are they showing me this? Dragon Ball Z is meant to be on. They're
The
interrupting my Dragon
real
Ball Z time.
news.
The news from Namek, which I'd already seen too. It was a repeat, but I was
Of course it was.
Anyway, that's what I'm referring to. It's a dark day in my history, but more so in the history of other people. It's least of my problems. Right, let's play this game. Welcome back. That's not how we start. We say, pull up a chair, grab yourself a drink, as we dive into a world where anything is possible, but not always probable. So now, without further ado, welcome back to the realm of Hibernia. Ignatius Ofla. It's been a while. I haven't been watching the show. Is the world okay? What's been going on?
Right, is the world okay? Well, sidebar, Lucy's just going to note, as it's Valentine's Day, this is going to get a bit romantic. Just so you know. How can you do that? Who knows? Okay, so I'm Ignatius. Okay, so I have a mother, which is exciting. She is an archfey. That's not good. That's quite bad. Archfey. She's quite. We're quite separate, apart. You know, she doesn't necessarily like me or anything like that. And crucially, in her parenting, she does want to maybe merge different planes of existence, cram them together, because she was banished from her happier plane, and in doing so and getting back to where she wants, she might kill everyone. It might be quite fatal. So ultimately, we are trying to stop her. That's my rebellious side. It's like a rebellious teen trying to stop her. Save the people, and that is okay. So far, we have stolen some of her components that she needs. We have killed, I think, some of her warlocks, but at the same time, we're also wondering, is there a better way? Is this distribution of magic between the realms? Is this fair? Is she right about something? Can we help her? We're not quite sure. And also, it's weird, but the masses of Hibernia are starting to be pro her murdering them all. So that's maybe more of a marketing issue that we have. Anyway, we have returned to Ossuary, which is a little kind of base we have, and we've amassed a little kind of army of people that are supporting us outside, so that's cool. So now we're here, and that is how I met your father.
He is there, probably. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, I don't know who yet is going to be my future husband, but I'm determined that someone in the recap it will be my child's future husband, and so it'll make sense. This will be a romantic story.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now I can't kill you. Okay. Well, ties my hands. Good job.
Wait, she's the new god of death. It was going to be hard to kill her. Not that the other one did die to lose the job, but
Also, I could just be talking to someone else's child, right, tomorrow, and be like, and that's how I met your father.
Yeah,
we come.
Would have been a better ending.
We come in next episode, and Lucy's lying to some child. Iggy's just there. Oh, that's how I met your father.
Yeah. In How I Met Your Mother, they're not his kids. They're just random people, and yeah. Okay.
Right.
Cool.
Well, you have last we literally left off. Sarah, Susie, and Randir went off down the corridor. So he had something to show him. Arlington, you were sparring with Abby de Vauclair. You guys came back in. Huck and Iggy, you were talking to Mickey Boodle and the Time Cops and also the Backwards Bastards, who were saying you now have the army of the Fina at your disposal. And ultimately, Rua messaged Randir a good couple hours ago, being like, hey, let's talk. And she's just been left on red, as she deserves, I suppose. So Huck's punks, what would you like to do?
Great question.
What was the last thing I was talking to Minky Boodle about? Just
He
the whole
was
plan?
saying- Yeah. Is there any questions for him that I can clarify? Just to clear it up, you might be wondering where Paul is. Paul's dead. We're just saying it this time.
Yeah. It's gone.
Yeah, I forgot we
He
didn't
didn't quite
Yeah.
make it.
If they missed that,
Yeah. He didn't quite make it. He He wasn't here at the start of the stream. He's not going to be here at the end. You know.
Yeah, his contract was up. So what can you do? And
Yeah, contractually, if he's at the end as well,
he gets a full
we
season
have to give him
credit.
all the work.
Yeah. He doesn't get paid,
Yeah.
but we made him sign a contract, which ended before the show ended. None of us have contracts.
If he comes back in, he'll be back in under a new contract. It's sort of if you're familiar with how Ireland's national broadcaster hires people, sort of a rolling contract basis. It's not a very good thing to do, but hey, look, we're in the media industry. There are peers over in Montrose, so we know how it's done.
This is how our country does media, you know? So.
Yes. So, any questions for Mickey Boodle, who is sitting down? I'll paint. I haven't done this in literally episodes. I'll do my job as DM and paint you a word picture of where you are. You are in the war room of the Kingdom of Ossory. It is a large wooden table in the shape of the continent. Mickey Boodle has propped himself up rather cutely in a large chair. It's a regular-sized chair for regular-sized people, but he is a gnome, and he is drinking out of a little acorn cup. It's a steamy cup of coffee. There's some lo-fi beats in the background, and he's watching people train outside.
More like Minky Cutle.
And Arlington is still away.
I think he came back from sparring with Abby. They had a kind of Morpheus fighting Neo moment.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly correct. Yes.
Abby isn't back. Abby stays. What you do?
Cool. All right. Well, did Rander actually? Sorry. You know what? Did Rander tell us that Rua wanted to speak?
Yeah, repeatedly.
I think so.
Briefly, right. So we know that that's on the table. We could go talk to her, but maybe do we need our what's the expression? Chickens in a basket. We should look before we put all our chickens in the basket, and that means to get the armies ready, the various people that we've recruited.
Oh.
The ducks in a row. You look before you leap over the basket with eggs.
Gotcha. Okay.
Exactly. I don't know. I mean, Arlington, were the army they're great?
Yes, they're most capable. I'd actually be quite confident throwing them into it. I think they're ready to crack some skulls or talk it out if we deign to go that way. They're a quite capable bunch.
That is the interesting thing. We have no idea what Rua could. I mean, maybe it's just her. We just have a whole army attack her. Everyone like the ancient halfling Julius Caesar.
I mean, the thing is, we've prepared as best we can for fighting an archfey, and I'm basing it purely on what we've had before, which I'm conscious might not be a good way to go through it, considering, trickery and stuff. But we've sort of we've reassembled some very large trees, so they know to go for the roots and all that sort of thing. And we've practiced about as much as we can, considering we have no idea what she's going to do. If that
is a good idea. I forgot she could be a tree. How do you? I mean, that'd be quite easy. Be a sitting duck. Oh well, sitting duck's a different thing.
Well, the ones we met before definitely didn't stay very still for very long. They were actually quite. I don't even think we stuck around for very long. We very much left the situation, but we want an army, so that's new.
So we've got an army here. We've got Minky Boodle. We got all the Fianna. They're ready, presumably mobilizable at our whim.
Oh, and goblins! I found some goblins. They're very excited to help. They'll mostly be for entertainment, but they should, if there's some little fairies or adventurers. I know in my past I've seen lots of adventurers succumb to goblins, so if she has any of those, they'd better be careful. She probably doesn't, though.
5 level 1 adventurers don't stand a chance against
She could be the patron of a couple of brand new warlocks.
I mean, they're basically all brand new adventurers, right? So
yeah, pretty much. Yeah. There's not a single party out there over level 3 or 4 something.
Yeah.
And for certain that she is the patron of a couple of warlocks.
Yeah, but we're not going to kill Ted.
In fact, you found out last time, if not before, that she is a lot of the bards from the Bard School. She's their patron. Iggy found that out as she travelled around on her death tour of the Guardian.
Would it be just if we're going to Rua, we're maybe sort of poking the very literal bear that a lot of this is hanging on. Would it be something that was it said at the beginning that if this merging happened, if people were on the roads, they would live, they would survive because they won't get destroyed? Was that ever mentioned? And maybe the armies, could we send them to kind of just corral people into the roads as like a backup plan?
That
I think
does make sense.
Discuss whether.
No, you go ahead, young prince.
Oh no, I was just saying we did discuss it. I think, but I didn't know if it was verified to be the case or yeah, they're big roads. But it's not a bad plan, I suppose.
Just if in case it happens, if we could save something, if we could get the word out to those people, if we got the Fae on our guys on our side, if they could get the word out, if people wanted to spend more time on roads.
I've got the perfect idea. We start a world record attempt for the largest conga line, and we get everyone involved. We'll call it Conga Across Hibernia.
On roads.
Well, you can't conga anywhere. Everyone knows you can't. You can only conga on a road.
We'll say that if it's off, it never gets in the scroll if it's off road. So got to keep it on.
If we want to keep everyone on the roads, all we have to do is, from my experience, just head back to Bearhead Glen and wait until 5:30. You're not going to get off them. It's just, it's the congestion. It's just it's sort of like it's hang on. So if we want to keep them on the roads, why don't we just hold on? All right, you know what? Come back to me. I'll work it out. I'm gonna go work this out. Hold on. You carry on. You figure out the plan. It's there. I just have to figure out how to sort of assemble it. Oh, war is so taxing.
I don't think it really came through. Your mic was.
No, I was playing the. I don't know. I knew it.
It sounds like you're.
I thought this.
It sounds like your self-invented contraption has malfunctioned, and one of the coiled springs is bouncing out. Like, I know you're playing a bass, but it's not plugged in.
Yes. Iggy and Huck, make an Arcana check or a nature check.
Did you almost say it the right way by accident?
Yeah. I've been playing with too many other people. They're teaching me the ways. What's the deal with goblin food?
You said nature or arcana.
Your choice. Iggy, you have a very happy face. Sounds like a good result. 4. Oh, nice.
4. It's good that it's not in character. I think. Terrible arcana.
If you have a proficiency in something, does that mean you have advantage?
No, but you do have advantage on nature because you're Fina trained.
Yeah. Boom. That's much better. Then 17 on nature.
17. The road theory you floated, like 50 episodes ago? Can't remember. And possible, but how would you possibly get everyone?
Yeah.
Said that. I think it was because I was thinking what the army could do.
I'd also be conscious of putting the word out for only our forces to go here because it's safe, and then not tell the citizens to also go.
I think her suggestion was to get our army to get the citizens onto the road.
Oh, I think we're prioritizing our guys. Make sure that the poor people don't find out.
I reckon we don't need to worry about saving everyone.
Think of early pandemic and those texts that everyone got that was like, my sister's husband's son said the army is going to come by door. I was thinking we're going to send our little lads to just do very basic.
You wanted to fulfill the tinfoil hat shit.
Yeah. So yeah, sorry, that's what I was thinking, but
I mean, it could work. We've got a lot of bodies. We could do something like that, make sure everyone's okay. I don't hate it as a plan. Do we accept that this is going to happen and we try and save as many lives as we can? I don't hate it.
Or maybe that's something we tell the Fianna to tell. Sorry, did I say Fae before? The Fianna guys to do. That they have guys in all the cities everywhere, and if they believe us, this could be something they're doing just for if we fuck this up,
It makes more sense that the Fianna would have some, they have locations and chapters. They might have a way of getting all their messages out. That's actually actionable.
and presumably it will be like a sort of don't look up situation where, it will be a divisive thing of go on the road. Oh, you're going on the road,
Can't believe you're a road goer. Oh, God.
On the road
Wake
again.
up, sheeple. Huck, with your 17, you start to think about the plan, and it's hard because there's so many variables. But you do know something for certain. When this ritual happens, or when this merging happens, it will happen at a singular time in history, and in theory, it will happen across a singular physical place.
Yeah.
But if you were somehow outside of time and space in that moment, nothing bad. People wouldn't be affected by it. If there was, you try to think of places where is there a place that exists but doesn't exist? Is there a place that can be anywhere at once? That's the.
Well, there was a place like that, but Iggy's forgotten what it's called.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. I mean, I presumably remember.
Yeah, all of you do, except for.
Yeah. So I mean that's possible. It was a dangerous place though. I mean, also it gives everyone people will mess around with the fabric of reality. I'd sooner bring them to the plane of the gods. Actually, was that a thing we were going to do? Go see how the gods are doing, make sure they're not all dead. Because if they are all dead,
yes,
populate the
our
world.
Problem was we couldn't bring everyone else. Wasn't that it?
But we've already talked to Mickey Boodle now. We don't need to bring him. Asher, I was just trying to impress him.
Yeah, so we
I was trying to get my Fianna badge. He could leave him here to plan, pop off to see the gods, make sure if any of them are alive, get them on for him. And if they're not alive, that's a whole empty plane. I didn't know if it's outside of time. Probably isn't.
I saw in the chat he has she's saying I could, if we were trying to tell people to just go on the roads, that I could try and find a way to put out a broadcast, pretend to be Rua, and help get that message out to all the people that are in support.
I mean, if we had more time, if we had more time, we could get you up and then have 2 Ruas and claim the other one's a fake.
Yeah. But also, Rua shouldn't necessarily be against the people being on the roads, right? I think she even said it to us. Was it her that said, like, I know, I clearly can't remember exactly.
No, it's true. Like, I know Lucy can't remember, but Iggy would remember. It's not against you saving.
Yeah.
She never has been. It's just like, if you want. In fact, it'd probably be a good use of time. I think she said to you about 2 weeks ago. in your she's like, yeah, I'm doing this in a month. So, like, plenty of time to organize it, guys.
I mean, the thing is, and I guess maybe I'd have to roll Arcana specifically. I have this feeling like the roads, I mean, we've already messed up a lot of the spell. I mean, to expect it to work anyway like she had planned it is a bit potentially... Yeah. I'll roll Arcana just to see if I can even glean whether or not that's a likely thing. 10.
10, yeah. Roads are dud. But the theory remains that what you do know is it will happen in a time and a place, and that time and place will be the material plane at that specific intersection of destiny.
And just to continue stealing the cat, as Isaac says, we know some.
And space. I could try to just destroy her as the idol of destruction.
Yeah.
That was an option.
Do you want me to destroy your mother?
That's a big question that I really think like maybe was it professional? Which sense? Professional?
That was yeah. Secondary school brain is just automatically on the defense when you say sentences like that. Shut up!
Well, I'm the icon of destruction. I didn't know how to put it any other way. I destroy things. Okay. So, I mean, look, there's a lot of routes. We've messed up her plan. I guess the question is, how much time do we reckon before she just goes anyway? Do we have to go talk to her soon? Do we get time to put our chickens in a basket? Do we have time for that?
I we could maybe do both. So if we could get the Fianna to put the word out as much as possible to see if in case something bad happens. But then I also think that we should go there. I think Randir is ready to talk to her again, and he was great at talking to her before. We try all the things, but we just have some, what's the word? I don't know what a parachute is.
Backup plan?
Safety net. Yeah,
I don't know what a parachute is. Safety precautions? Is that what you're going for?
Don't worry, I'm jumping out of this plane, but I have a backup plan. Parachute. Plan B, this parachute. Plan A, I'm just hitting the water straight. It's gonna be good. For the ease of brevity, Randir walks back in, so he's now in this room. Should you need, because I know Paul, being the excellent D&D player, is sent into your secret chat, which I'm not allowed.
He sent a scathing roast of Ben as a DM and a man.
Yeah.
And
he said you should shut up. That's what he said.
He plans to tell it to Rua in some kind of meta style that Ben will ultimately approve of. So who knows?
Yeah, we were going to team up. His plan was that we team up with Rua against Ben.
Me?
Yeah. We take the index.
I'll be into that.
We take the index and we go and attack the index because that's clearly external to all of us.
That's it.
New plan.
Again,
can we sell Rua on going and living in the index?
I think that's like one of the things that would be worse than what she's currently doing.
Oh, because then she could just screw everything up there.
Yeah, we had a lot of power that we. I'm very proud of our minimal use of all of that power. She would probably not be trustworthy in such a place.
Okay.
So I'm against that. You know what? She just wanted to have a chat with Randir, and I've heard there's usually a parlay. It's an old halfling word. Randir, not Randir. I can't remember it. Rian would have said parlay. He knew the halfling or dialect. Have an old parlay with Rua, and sure, usually after the parlay, if it goes well or not, you go back to your armies, and then you have some posturing time. So I guess we could do the old chat, and sure, maybe she's done now. I mean, two thirds of her are gone. Arlington's just going to have a whiz, and he has to get all the way out to the forest and all the way back. Actually, Ossery, do they just, instead of toilets, just have like trees that they urinate on in a room?
Yeah, they just piss anywhere that someone else has pissed.
Yeah. There's very, very specific piss points. It's a smelly castle.
Yeah, very smelly, but they know a lot.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that we want to do before we see Rua? Because when we do go and talk to her, that will ruin the whole ruse we currently have, the royal ruse we have, where she thinks we're in your bedroom talking really about boring things. So is there anything else that we want to do pre that?
That's a fair point. The only thing I can think of is being able to potentially summon our arm. Oh, I mean, we could consider getting everyone onto the roads, but I think that'll be of potentially minimal use. And the Fianna might be better used in an attack, being the only ones who actually have regular experience attacking Fae. Minky, is it possible to mobilize the Fianna to a specific point quickly?
Absolutely, on your word.
Great. Okay. Can they mobilize our army for us as well?
Well,
you're here.
If you hand over your army and kind of give control to make the Fianna in charge, then yeah, sure. If they're willing to follow us, then it's not a power coup or anything. I'm just saying that, like, provided they're going to listen to us, then if you're about to bounce off somewhere, and like what they said, you should come with us. They might be like, no, they fucking didn't.
Arlington would never have said that.
This is what I'm saying.
Arlington, you're their general. How do you intend to mobilize them towards the battle?
I just figured it would all sort of fall into place. I'll be honest. I'd planned on maybe spending a bit of time, figuring out a way to get her attention and maybe bait her into coming out ahead of her plan. Maybe
if we had, family we could bait her out with or something like that, and then a trap is what I'm trying to suggest. It's worked well for me in the past, but I've never done it for sort of gods or anything like that. But God is dead, so why not try it? I don't have a plan. Is the short answer for what you're asking of me. I'm
Okay.
sort of like
Okay.
you don't
Yeah.
when you look for the instructions for something, the hammer isn't the first place you look. The hammer's there to hammer things. It's not the thinking piece. Does that help? Does that answer any of your questions?
I think you're a fine general, and I look forward to seeing how the army comport
Listen,
themselves.
put me in front of her, coach. Put me in. I'll mess her up real good. But you've gotta get me there. I'm good at the sport, but I don't have wheels. I got you. You gotta get me there.
All right. Well, as I see it, Iggy's right. We have a little bit of time before we have to go talk to Rua, but the only things I can think about doing are getting everyone mobilized for a potential battle. We could pick a point. I mean, as it were, if we're going to speak to Rua, we're probably going to her on her own terms. But I didn't know where we could pick to drag her in.
Can she come here? Because how are we going to fight her? And can we do the trap? Can we try and get her to come and talk to us or talk to Randir? But on this plane, or is it bad? Does she come here? Is that bad? I can't remember.
I don't know. I don't know
She
if she
did
can
specifically say she wanted to talk to
I
Randir.
don't know if she can come here directly yet. Can she? She's always talked to you through reflections and that sort of thing. I mean, don't get me wrong. I want her here too, but I wonder if she can.
So when
Isn't she trapped here?
Oh, she's trapped here. Oh, I thought it was like a.
Yeah.
Trapped in the
I
material.
thought it was like a
Yeah,
midway
yeah.
between.
Arlington. Oh no, but she's also met you in a midway between. She met you in like a little tea party garden in person. That's probably the first time you met her in person. Iggy and Randy.
Iggy and Randir, yeah. We didn't.
In the sort of the fading of the Feywild. Arlington, will you give me a religion check?
Ooh, this is going to be bad.
You can
Religion, that's a +0.
you do all get the feeling
Cinco.
as players, not Cinco. Okay, yeah, no worries. You do all get the feeling as players, not as characters, that Lucy, what you were saying there is sort of right. If you go to talk to Rua, if this was a video game, a little pop-up would say, finish your side quests. Anything else you need to do. It's nothing but cutscenes and final battles from here on out. Level up those weapons, I don't know, get your collectibles. You can come back to this point in time, but from here on out...
Are you sure you want to go and do this mission now?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Just your own.
Well, then, with that in mind, talk to the gods. And Iggy, we kind of gave up on saving your father.
Huh.
This
it's
is
like,
the best way we thought to tell you.
In our zeal to kill your mother, we've given up on saving your father.
Didn't we take the cauldron, what he was doing? Didn't we kind of stop that? So I assume that magic that he would have ended, or
I mean, I didn't know if he was doing the cauldron side of things, but if you recall, I think I think you told me that Rua had told you that it didn't. There were no consequences for her losing the cauldron, unfortunately.
oh yeah.
And that part of the plan is squarely still working out fine.
Can I, if I concentrate real hard, can I get a sense for any aspects of time I might have a direct influence on, like that I can actively do? Like, if I squeeze my butthole real tight, can I think back into the past or something like that? I don't know. Or communicate with the past.
Can we make that definitely the mechanic? So he has to do that all the time. Yeah. It's to be like...
Yeah. It's to go backwards in time to constrict the wormhole of your arse.
Oh, don't want to go forwards. It's okay. Don't need to go forwards.
You gotta...
Hop a load of poppers and you can... a whole night will pass. You don't even know.
But you can't go to the bathroom then, because it'll speed through the rest of the night.
I regret bringing this into it.
Yes, we have not come across, or we have not come up with a solid mechanic for your ideals. These kind of things you become: time, space, creation, and destruction. So I've left it purposely blank for you, the players, to pitch to me what you want to roll and how you want to go about it. So what is it like? You're just trying to see if you can get a sense of time.
I'm trying to tell what time it is because I'm not used to there being nighttime or daytime. I forget how it works. No, what I want to try and figure out, I want to basically, I don't know how memories of or time works from other people's perspective, but if I want to like cast my mind back and think back to a time when maybe Iggy was young and around Rua, and if possible interact with her, potentially with Iggy in like Iggy's mind in past Iggy's body. So I want to go back in time and anyone who was there to come with me. So if Huck was in the background peering through the window like a curious little scamp, he'd come too, but presumably he's not there. So if there's, you know,
Oh, sure. It's a scamp when Huck does
Yeah.
it, but it's perverted when I do
he's
it.
just a little boy. He couldn't be an adult man.
Yes, absolutely. Give me a roll of a.
I mean, this seems like athletics.
Yeah. I
Percentile?
don't think it's skill based, but I think it should be like
Can I help if I'm aware that you're doing
absolutely.
it? Can I help?
I think there should be some sort of attack or like attack on time. Something you're good at is because it is inherently you. In fact,
Slashing the fabric of time.
Aramon is your kind of you've kind of done this before by looking Avatar style through the High Kings of Hibernia. So Aramon would be able to help you on this as well.
I mean, I'm proficient in perception.
Yes, perception's a
Yeah.
good one. Perceived.
I think if for such a specific moment in someone else's life, maybe I need to start like talking to Iggy, and she needs to like tell me about a moment, and then that kind of like almost like I'm
like pulling out
yeah.
AB pictures, drawings.
Oh, she's got sketchbook.
Telling
Paint me a word
information.
picture.
Yeah, roll me a perception. I also want you to roll me percentile, just for fun.
Perception and percentile.
Yeah, I never use percentiles.
Okay, I got 98 on perception. Oh wait, no, wrong way. Sorry, wrong way around. 12 on perception. And
98 on percentile's good.
no, unfortunately,
That was a
that is I can never. That's 5.
You got 5.
5. I got.
That's shockingly bad.
Yeah, I thought I got 50 because I read it wrong.
This was that spell. If this was that spell where you had to get under your level, that would have been a fucking great roll. I think that's like divine.
Yeah, we need more of those.
Which, yeah.
I'm assuming you went back and
We're
I
too
just
far.
go, goo, gaga. And you're like,
Once we go
You
back
tell
to
her.
just as she leaves, so it's like, well, she's gone now. We can't convince her of anything now.
Well,
it's
now I get to
only
feel
the
the
bad
trauma
stuff.
again.
And that's why you're
Thanks,
going to have a
darling.
second birthday this year, little Iggy. No, it's the saddest thing in the world.
Okay, she'll come back then. It's okay.
the sketchbooks you are showing to Arlington take on a life of their own. Paper begins to flip backwards in time, and it begins to sketch out in front of you. You cannot, with those rolls, interact with this period of time, but you do get an insight into it.
That's fair.
And you see a very happy man and a very happy woman who look surprisingly like Iggy. And they are meeting under a moonless sky. The man doesn't look like Bacchus, Iggy's father. In fact, it bears no resemblance at all. And you see, as they pull back these sort of hanging vines of a hedge, them slip through from their little tryst under a tree into the Feywild. And Rua seems to show this man the wonders of the realm.
I can show
They
you
see-
the world.
Is this how I'm meeting my father?
Oh no, I've accidentally brought you
What?
back in time to see your mother committing an affair.
Yeah.
Turns out she marries every male in the line down. This is just the first
I
one.
think my dad, so that's cool, you know.
You see this play out. This woman seems to sneak out of the Fey realm and into the material plane. And every time she does, this man on the pages gets older. Until one time, he's not there. And so she plants a tree. And she comes and visits the tree over time. And she begins to decorate it. She begins to carve into it. She begins talking to it, and all the while sneaking back and forth between the material plane and the Feyworld. And one of these times, a small paragon sort of teenager comes up and bounces up to the tree. And you see Rua kneel down beside and explain the story. And you see that this paragon sort of explains back to Rua that it was just sort of a feeling to come here.
Sorry, are you saying paragon?
Paragon. They're little hair people. They're a little bit like pukas, but officially D&D.
Oh, I thought you meant like a
called
paragon of wisdom, like an aspect of something.
Yeah,
Oh.
I was hearing paragon or tarragon.
You're like a young
Paragon.
paragon. I was like, ooh, it's Iggy.
Aragon? Is that what they're kind of? Is that how they're called? They're little rabbit people, essentially, little hair people. And you see their friendship begin to bloom. But once again, this little adventurer grows old, and one time Rua comes back in. They're no longer. And you see, they flip forward, and Rua is having an argument with other Archfey in the Feywild. She seems to be caught. She seems to have been stopped going to the material plane. And so time passes, and you see this tree grow, wither, and get chopped down by civilization and turn to wood. Rua, at one point in time, sneaks back and finds the site where she had planted this, completely desolate. The pages blur fast and furiously past as you see her ransack and blaze an entire town. But the one thing she doesn't set on fire, or the one she doesn't touch, is the wood. And with this wood, she builds a house of her own near a rift in the world. And again, flicking through, this time, seemingly a female woman comes up. Again, compelled to just come here for some reason. And you see them fall in love. And they have a happy time together. And then Rua is...
Oh, you mean they actually...
Yeah,
okay, I thought you just meant they were... Never mind.
Okay. But knowing it's Iggy's notebook, yeah, just fucking born in here.
Definitely in the margins, like...
She was an elf.
Yeah.
She was an elf. That was the only porn she drew was elf porn, so, you know.
Yes, yeah, this human stuff, she can't get the proportions right.
Arlington going, wait, I want more information on just that one story. The other one...
What about
He
that
was
man
on
that was doing push-ups on the lady?
I think you need your Sharks and the Bees book again.
You see a blur of information, and again, Rue is caught by these other Archfey, and she is banished to the material plane.
Yeah.
She begins to wander around. Every once in a while, another person comes in to view, and you start to notice some similarities. Not necessarily their appearance, but just their vibe, as if there has been a continuous spirit amongst them the entire time, guiding them. So one day, Rua meets Bacchus, Iggy's father. And for the first time in a long time, Rua is no longer wandering. She settles with him. And she begins to see him grow old, at the same time in which she begins to grow a little bit bigger around the belly as well. A child is born, a child that does not bear resemblance to Rua yet. It's a baby. That would be weird. And one night you see Rua, tears in her eyes, look at a sleeping Bacchus and a sleeping baby in a rocking chair, grab a cloak, and as she brushes a tear from her eyes with a steeled determination, she leaves. That where the sketches stop.
That was the saddest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Oh, okay. All right. I feel a little bit nauseous. Oh.
I think Iggy's crumbled down on the floor watching that house. And just that, it's kind of weird to know so much about your mom's love life.
Like patting Iggy on the shoulder, but clearly quite like pale in the face.
Yes, no, very sorry. Didn't realize it would be quite so. I'd sort of removed myself. It was hard enough that we were going to have to battle your mother, and I'd sort of thought, don't think of her as a person. If we have to kill her, we can. Now, Oh, she's been real humanized. That woman has been through some horrible stuff, and I'm afraid we can't kill her now. That's just, oh, wow, so much heartache. She's,
It's weird
I
to
mean,
think that somehow it's almost nice to know that actually I was just a fucking blip on the map in her losses. She was kind of a big deal to me, but I don't know where to put that information.
okay, so, positive, Huck, real quick, Rua's real old, it keeps out-aging people, so, obviously that's harsh, real difficult. I have a plan already, kind of counter to everything we have so far, but what if, hypothetically, since there's, a gap in the god market, what if we promote Bacchus to god? He lives forever, and we can coax Rua back to the not crazy side of things with the power of love.
but she did leave Bacchus, and
Because I
all sorts of
suspect
other
because she
stuff.
was confident he was going to die.
I don't know, not to diminish Iggy's importance, but she felt like maybe that person who was a tree, or who was before a tree, that first person would be your instigator.
Yes, but they're dead, so can't hard.
But we were just watching something through time.
Yes, but we couldn't really bring anything back, or at least I can't yet. I'm still pretty new at this. If that's an option, sure, but
Maybe we could.
So you're talking. So what your plan is? We could call it Bacchus to the
we
future.
can call it a backup plan.
We could deify Bacchus. I mean, he seemed like a good man.
We need a new pantheon
we do
anyway,
need- We do need. But he's kind of beholden to Rua as well, who is indifferent to the death of millions of people to get what she wants. Is that what a god would be? Probably.
He loves her with his whole heart. That's what godhood is.
Well, it's just that we actually we left his side quest, as it were, entirely undealt with. So and his allegiances at the moment are with Rua and lots of people dying, potentially even his own daughter. Deifying him.
I think our flash that we could see of him, he was being used. He wasn't doing it on his own.
That's true. I had forgotten. It's certainly a plan.
You can't be ill of one of my parents. The other one, so far.
I'm sorry. I like the plan where everyone's friends. That's a good plan. We all make everyone friends. If we make Iggy's dad a god, and then Iggy's a god,
is
and
there
we're
any
all
way,
gods.
Iggy,
Sure.
have you? I mean, I know you're still figuring out your whole aspect of death thing. What about, I don't know, can you weigh in on this? Maybe make him undeath or bring back someone, or hey, what if you just grant Rua an eventual death? Give her like mortality? Would that be good?
I was thinking that what we saw, it was so sad. Which does she want? Did she want them to live with her, or I think she just wanted to be normal and get to age and die as well. But we have to ask her. We can't assume.
And it's interesting that she got kicked out of the Feywild for doing something, and they don't really mind when you hang about with people and then leave them and they die and time changes. That's part and parcel.
That happens a lot.
I expected it to happen to you. It's just a classic way of Fey interactions. We go in. Whenever we come back, everyone's usually gone.
It's just a classic Feywild mix-em-up, every day.
Yeah, it's just how it works. So, I mean, she wouldn't have been thrown out of the Fae for that. So she was probably... I don't know what she was... I didn't know what she was trying to do.
At that point, Minky Boodle kind of props up and goes, "Oh, Huck, I believe she was banished from the Fae for continuously traveling between the realms, of which I know it seems like weeks, but mere moments ago I said that's a bad thing to do."
Oh, yeah, yeah, you said that was a whole bad... It's just that we do it so often. I mean, no...
You really shouldn't be, though, and I'm almost like...
It's just we forget what
That's
is
the deal
illegal
I
and
have
what
with your
isn't.
father to stop you all doing this.
Exactly this. That's like the case against you, right? So, while he's in the room with you, you're like, but that's fine, isn't it?
But that was just a law, you know. I mean, a law from Baha Glen's government and this lad. You know, that's not a real thing.
And your father, who has agreed to this,
my father's never made a good law in his life.
didn't make this one. He just helps enforce. All the realms have decided stop crossing them.
Okay, well then, yeah, that'd be tough then. So she loves the material plane, but she really wants to be able to get back as well. Because I mean, everything's here. If she really loved crossing over and meeting and staying with your dad and stuff, she could have done that. She's trying to have her Fae and eat it too.
Have we just
I've got all the expressions today.
How dare she as a woman do this as well? That's what we're really saying. If it was a man,
Yeah. If she could just lean back, that'd be
career
great.
and a family, yeah.
She gets one.
Of our
Banish her from her home, and then that'll teach her.
Yeah. What I'd love to do would be to pitch to her two options, flexible options, but one is with my dad, with some option there that we make him a god, or we can somehow maybe help them be together. But also, what if we could go to this tree and figure out, is there a way that we can bring him back? And then also pitch to, she basically needs an episode of like The Bachelorette, where she picks like, does she want the dead tree guy, or does she want the father of her child? You know,
your father is the tree guy. Well, the tree is just a tree. The tree was just a memento, but you did start to notice similarities between the very first person.
Oh, I thought you said he specifically looked different.
Yes, they look different, but you notice like aspects of them, like vibes and personalities.
So they look different, and yet the same
appearance. But like you just get the feeling that there was like there was an aura around them.
I was gonna say,
this is a reincarnation. She was with him in everyone's lifetimes.
Do we know if reincarnation is a thing?
It's a spell. It's like a level 6 spell or something. So.
Oh, but that's done intentionally. That's done intentionally, though.
Yeah. You haven't heard of it as a like. Well,
but the whole cycle.
You have past lives, Arlington, through Eremon, and I suppose. Yeah, but you don't know. Like you haven't like in a pub. No one's going. Jesus, I think I remember past life there.
Okay,
but
it's known as a thing that is possible or whatever. Somehow.
Wasn't that the whole thing? Now that the backwards bastard.
But he came back as him.
Yeah. Now that's unnatural.
Yeah, we should kill him again.
That's sickening.
Oh, but that's death. Would I have an idea now of what this was going through the death situation?
Give me a.
Or do you think we all realized if we saw it that it was the same person?
Yeah, you are. In the book, you all knew that this was the same person. But as the god of death, it's hard to know. It's not really like. Give me a roll. Give me a religion, or. Ooh, what else could you do?
Oh, actually, yeah, surely. Ignatius, as aspect of death, would you be able to pick up on anything that doesn't seem quite right about your father? Surely, if he's one being has died that many times, there must be some, a bang of funerals off him,
Before you mentioned that, I did do a religion check, and it was a big old.
Sorry, Keelan's video is currently glitching, and it's nightmare fuel. Your hand is like stuck scratching your eye, and it's also holding a beer. It looks it looks like you're making a monocle out of your hand.
Good.
Oh my god, I don't understand what's happening.
With the 4, Iggy, the people you helped died. They passed on. Their souls passed on. Whatever this is not death, and does not seem to be reincarnation. It seems more like just like spirit that just continues with this person. And there might be other people like that, but they're like, any of you could be like this. You don't know. It's hard to, there's almost like an invisible veil between lives. And if not for the singularity of, not singularity, but the singular Rua you mightn't have even noticed. Now that there was a being old enough and consistent enough to keep finding the same person, this might be the first time you've ever discovered something like this in the world. Although it might be all of you.
So,
Yeah.
from a totally egotistical perspective, do we think is what happened is that she was successfully finding my dad's spirit as many times over as she could, and then maybe some irresponsibility happened and they had a child, and suddenly she was like, I can't follow two spirits, I can't love this child because then I'd have to their spirit. Like, how's that going to work? Is that so? Maybe is that why she married me? Maybe? Or why didn't
These are all very good questions for the eventual therapist we're all going to have to get for ourselves.
Iggy is now lying down like on a sort of couch with her head propped. Closed her eyes.
Arlington's asking and answering questions as best he can and realizes all the notes he's been taking are Daddy. just two damaged people trying to help each other and neither is equipped to do it.
Can I, Ben, I was going to ask this before, actually, we went to the sketch. No, actually, no, it was before the nation thing when we thought there was two men. What do I think that he feels about my mom? Like, growing up, did I get the sense that he like didn't like her? You know, that there was a tension there, or do I feel like has he always been like an unrequited love, or
more the latter? He moved on with his life. You have a stepmother, you have stepbrothers and sisters. But you get the feeling there was always a sense of sadness about losing. He doesn't understand why Rua left. They seemed happy. There was no signs pointing to, and it's rare that you talk about it. In fact, it's like, you just remember one night in particular, he came back from one of the bars in Onagla, and in this sort of drunken state, opened up to you and peeled back a little bit more than he'd ever before, you might have been even having, you only think of it now because you might have been going through something where you were trying to help people at the cliff's edge. And so the two of you, both exhausted and a little bit mentally vulnerable, in that state, he opened up and said, well, I never understood it. She seemed to love me. She seemed to love you. She just said, we deserve better. I can't see how there could be anything better than her.
Oh, come on, Dad, to bed. You've been at the pub for a while. If we're inside that memory, that's what happened.
And then it was, maybe 10 years after that. No, it couldn't be 10. Stepmom might have been in the house. Times are funny. Somewhere around there. I don't know your exact. But yeah, just never understood, and it seemed to be something he kind of locked away. So, and of course, at the time, you never thought to ask him, "Hey, Dad, are you perhaps a spirit that keeps getting reincarnated into?"
I'd like to test out even more time powers.
Sure.
Maybe Iggy makes the more sense than Huck because he's a variable puka man. I don't know how that works. Oh,
puka man, take me by the hand.
Can I see if I can see into any past events to do with Iggy that are beyond this life, like maybe the time from her in previous lives, and see if I can bring those memories to her now? My end goal being, I wonder if we can have Bacchus remember past lives and potentially remember every time he's reincarnated after this, and potentially be like, here's your husband, you can just keep bringing him back.
Sure. Yeah, give me another one of those rolls and another percentile roll.
Let's see how much we can perceive. Okay. 19 perception.
Nice.
And okay, 42 in percentile.
Ooh, wow, that's a good number for understanding the universe. two things hit you as you try this again with Iggy. That is my fist and you hitting the floor. With absolute certainty, this is Iggy's first life.
Okay.
Whatever Iggy is, it's the first time an Archfey and a mortal have had a child. Therefore, a new thing was born. Something was created out of seemingly nothing. So there are no past Iggy's. But with the 42, you get a handle on that. You know, because you went, okay, let's go. Oh, nothing. You know how to potentially do that with Bacchus, should you wish, because you're like, got it. If there is something there, I can follow this thread and path all the way through. And I think if I grab the anchor at the end and reel it back, I will be pulling along the sea floor of memories, everything.
Okay. Cool. That is useful.
Do you want to go and see if you can see their marriage, their wedding? I wonder if they gave each other vows. Because if they did, that would be fairly binding towards a fate.
So far,
that's why I'm a bachelor.
I'm still getting a handle on this. So far, I think someone needs to have been there. I mean, I can certainly try, but I'm feeling pretty tired already, so I don't want to exhaust this too much. I don't want to exhaust any favor I may have carried up.
I didn't.
If we go with my dad, we can with him maybe.
Or
we can see
I mean, how quickly did Iggy come after the wedding? Was it very quickly? Was it? And they were blessed with a baby very soon. Maybe the wedding happened.
Were you a honeymoon birth? Were you maybe a little engagement?
She may have been there at the wedding.
Fun fact: count roughly 9 months back from my birthday. Oh, Paddy's Day. Nice.
Yeah.
Good to know.
They called me their engagement ring.
I was told I was made entirely out of Carlsberg. It was a funny joke when I was a child. How does beer make a baby? I thought to myself.
We weren't originally going to call you Ben. We wanted to call you Beer, but we smudged the birth cert.
We're going to call him Carl's.
He grew up obsessed with beer, so it makes sense.
In me since birth.
I mean, after this, I know we're still figuring this out. I might start practicing my past lives ability on like people around the camp, just to try and like make it more dependable when it really counts. Like just random guys being like, "Oh, I'm gonna go around as like a fortune teller reading palms."
Yeah, give me a quick perception check. Give me 3 in a row. Actually, just give me 1, and then we'll see.
Yeah, that's less maths.
3. Actually, only 1. It's only 1.
10.
And the percent up.
Oh, the full shablooey.
100. Did you get triple O?
62.
62. You go up to one of the. Let's call them a Loxodon. Why not?
That's an
cool
elephant person.
An elephant person. You go up to a Loxodon who never forget. They're like, I'm good, I know. No, but you touch them and try to pull these memories back. And as you're pulling through a long life, as it appears, they begin to sway and get a little bit nauseous. And they're like, please stop so much. Oh, boy.
Yeah, the weight of
I've done things I regret and I'm proud of. I don't know how to feel about myself. This world needs therapists.
I mean, really does. I'm telling you. Do you remember things that you didn't before? Do you remember being a different person or anything like that?
General Arlington, I remember everything.
Okay, that's.
Who am I?
I never actually.
Am I a
I never
blacksmith?
caught your name before. Actually, we haven't really spent that much time together.
Things are coming to me.
Have you just made him
I
insane?
may have made.
Whiplash?
Oh, John.
Listen, Chief.
Am I the white
I'm gonna
hag?
call him Chieftain. Chief. Listen, Chief, you're going to be okay.
Chief, that's seems fitting for anyone.
But
Scamming.
it's your name from me, your general. You've been promoted to chief.
Not really a military rank, but
You shouldn't make people insane by remembering their past, and then when they are insane, feel bad and promote them to a position of power.
now I want you making
don't wanna
more
tell you how to
important
lead your army.
decisions.
But
I feel like I've
oh
brought you
no,
out.
damn it! I've made him
and caused you
insane.
some personal strife. So in return, I'll promote you to a bit. That'll sort of work-life balance.
That is more responsibility on top of this.
Here's a
being made
new
than the
weapon,
person
son.
sacked
Yeah, you get the feeling it was the 10 more than the 62 was how much you were able to 62% of this man's life, essentially, or past experience. So you know the way they say we only use 10% of our brains. Don't know why they say that. Anyway,
Okay, cool.
we will count this as you.
Who knew it was Randy who
Andrews kept us on track
I
from
mean,
from the jump.
Yeah, Aztec.
I know, but I've always just because it's Paul disregarded everything he said. So it was.
You have it is around this point in time over the walls of the kingdom of Osiri, and kind of echoing around as far as you can hear that you start to hear something on the wind.
Is it Led Zeppelin's Immigrant Song? Because we need to get ready if that's like war drums.
Worse, it's like a tin whistle and a little bit of drumming. As you listen closely, Arlington, remind you, your eyes can see a mile.
Oh yeah, real easy. Like I mean, see perfectly a mile. I can actually see further than that.
Oh, okay. Your ears, though, can they hear a mile?
No, they're just little holes in my head.
It just has this sort of.
Can I see who's playing the music? That's a joke. If they're within
You
a
can
mile,
see
of course I
this.
can.
No, but as you look out, you see that there is sort of movement, more movement than you've ever seen in Hibernia, and seemingly
And I've seen Iggy's drawings.
people are. Yeah,
Those dirty
there
drawings.
seems to be just sort of groups, people. You see some eagles flying overhead. They all seem to be, with your Lair Skull axe and your love of cartography, heading towards a ritual point. That seems to be the direction. That seems to be the direction the sound is coming from, as if thousands of people have started to sing.
I think the Rua fan base has started to mobilize. We might be out of time.
I mean, I had theorized where the location of the final ritual would be. Are they heading towards that
Seems like
location?
It's just over. It's just
From
over
you,
there.
And I
sort
point,
of east.
and it's a blur to you. You can see like the curvature of the earth falls off before you
Yeah.
can even see it. It's just
Maybe it's not a blur. I'm gonna roll a spot. Yeah.
Give me a perception.
Ooh. Oh, I can re-roll natural ones. Great. Oh no, it's gonna fall on the ground. 14.
See, you're stuck in
14.
that one.
Yeah.
Lose it, that's it.
14. Is that enough to beat him? I want to beat him.
No.
He's being all cocky about as well.
Sorry.
Damn.
Sorry. It just isn't. What can I say?
I can't
It
see
must
what
be
you're
because
talking
you
about
don't have
there.
eagle eyes.
Arlington.
Shall I describe it to you, or shall I get you a box?
Can I just turn into an
Yeah,
eagle?
probably.
God damn
Polymorph?
it.
Yeah, let's do that. I'll turn into an eagle
This is the
and then
final
fly
arc
up and have
bullshit
a
I'm
look.
here for.
Polymorph. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you polymorph into an eagle.
I'm gonna try and grab him out of the air before he disappears.
Oh yeah.
Give me a grapple check.
No, my thing.
You're right. It was just slightly over
All I
there.
can hear is squawking, Prince
You're
Hawk.
just a little off.
You are some hundreds of miles away from the ritual site, as far as I know. But you do see a mile. And it seems like people... Just the song is carrying on the wind. As if... It almost feels like a wave. As if whatever the line was they sung near the ritual site has just sort of worked its way outwards in a sort of ripple. And so as people are hearing it, that's when they're picking it up. And the only reason you can hear it here is that there seems to be a convoy of people heading towards the ritual site. Mostly.
Yeah. Mostly bards.
The bard skull, presumably, or multiple bards.
So do we launch our attack?
Oh yeah. Kill the bards!
We destroy
No one will ever sing about this.
Communication system. That's the first rule of warfare, you know? Discombobulate, the first move.
I mean, is she amassing an army of bards so that even if we win, that they will sing of their own victory?
The second rule of warfare is control of the news.
That's so devious. Yes. That's so devious. We'll have to kill all of the bards, except for Iggy. She's
all of the bards except for that one, obviously.
All the evil bards who have signed up with Iggy's mother. Okay, she's mobilizing. Do you think she still wants to have a chat with Randir? Or is that boat sailed?
Randir turns to you and goes,
I'm excited to hear his Paul impression.
I heard from her since. But then I was going to, but I was like, I don't know if I can do a Paul
Just bring it down a little bit and sort of think it through when you're trying to speak.
Oh, that's why Paul keeps us on track. He thinks before he speaks.
Also, that impression came out a lot better than I was expecting to.
That was surprisingly good.
Almost as if growing up in the same town. It wasn't natural.
I have a Greystone's accent. That's wild.
I think there is such a thing, and we have one. Of course. Randir turns to you all and says, I haven't heard from her, but I haven't responded either. I can, if you want.
If it's something we can reach out, if we don't have a limited amount of dial-ups,
should we before Rua? Should we go to Bacchus and try and see, as I said, go see their vows, see what get more information?
He would be a good person to talk to get some more information.
We could. That's true. We could see if he has any ideas to what he knows Rua better than anyone, even more than he thinks. If he can get past memories. Luckily, is there any way you could slow down time for us to achieve this side quest?
Right, but there's only 2 episodes after this, so best of luck.
I know, yeah.
Or
what do you think I've been doing for the last 4 years?
2 episodes for Rua, 5 episodes for us with time control.
Yeah. If you want to do 5 more episodes where I don't turn up, by all means, go for
it. And Brett said this.
I think seeing Bacchus is a good idea. He'll provide information. I mean, we've sort of run out of time, but I think he'd be we can go up, pull the memories out of his head, and then have a real quick chat with Rhea, a little bit better armed.
I think he could be a key here because it seems like he's the biggest part of Rua's life. I thought Archfey, she's got a lot going on, but it seems like what they had was fairly integral.
Into here screaming the screams of pre-death, and you begin to feel stronger in the back of your mind the tug of responsibility.
Are people starting to be killed? Oh God. Okay.
How are they being killed? Just general death, or is it planar? Can I tell if there's can I sense? I'll try to sense destruction.
Yeah.
Can I sense if there's a natural destruction going on?
Whatever way I can.
Advantage and give me an investigation check, I suppose. We need to come up with a mechanic for
right.
I think potentially it's just you all have a +5 to your ideal and it's a d20. It probably sucks for Iggy, but for the rest of you who aren't bards, that's a pretty good modifier.
All right. Say +5.
19.
19.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Things are beginning to be not destroyed. Hard to, I suppose, destroyed, but also replaced. Would be how you put it. Starting from again the direction of that singing, it seems to be there's a lot of stuff getting destroyed that way, and then a little bit less again like this ripple effect.
Okay,
Hurry.
she's really starting. Perhaps mobilize the armies.
Yeah.
We could contact Rue about having a wee chat, I suppose.
No. I think we've got to go. We've got to go to where Bacchus is first. We can quickly get there. We know exactly the point he is. We can do our hand-holdy magic word thing and literally get to the exact point that he is. Let's go there right now.
We could try. Maybe she's given up on defending it. Maybe he's, quite straightforwardly there. Or maybe we can mess with things. Sure, it gives no harm to. Oh, you know what? We could mobilize our armies to attack it. That'd be quicker. We might be able to get straight to Bacchus.
Well, we can tell the army to do something while we go and see Bacchus. And basically, once we leave to see Iggy's papa, that will be a great segue for a break, more than anything.
You know what? That's what we should do. We should get the armies all mobilized in that direction, and to encamp, on the outskirts of where all the madness is happening. So if they encounter some madness, distance, take a couple of steps back.
Observe from the sides. Stay maybe either side. Ooh, there we go. Let's get them to follow from either side. So if needs be, we can sort of pincer attack them and maintain an advantage before we even start. But don't join in the singing. That's important.
That's the general.
And it's so catchy.
Oh,
everywhere we go.
Get everyone mobilized. We'll try one last ditch attempt to. I mean, I did feel bad about leaving Bacchus in the third place when we could have. We'd really scupper her plans then if we can finish that.
I relay these orders for the army to Chief, and I tell him my new insane senior member of staff to ensure make it.
We're watching, boys. We're getting out of here. Who knows where? Not me. Not Chief.
Everyone's like, why are you listening to Jim?
I'm Chief. Do you know what Trooper is? By any chance, just might grab him.
There, spear in hand, at has not been at ease for days.
Yeah. Okay. Chief, you go do that. You have a wonderful time.
Don't take this away from me. Don't take.
I really need you to. I need you to go out there and spread the good word and make sure everyone's ready to go. Trooper, I have more specific.
It's Chief, bitch! And he just starts and just straight through the wall and straight through every wall.
Okay, Trooper, don't worry. He'll probably succumb to cardiac arrest sooner rather than later. In the meantime, I need you to assemble the troops, have them spread out, and blah 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 blah. Have them either side.
Troops gone.
God, that man's efficient. What a fun.
All right. And if you could mention to Minky Boodle, he'll do his end.
And they tree stride their way across Hibernia.
Nice.
Cool. Then we need to get to the third location. We can.
I believe is that Smoosh?
Yeah, you named them.
I
I was going to ask what name are you going to use, but you named them. Good job.
Yeah. All right.
We made this so we could go. If we.
Let us go to Smoosh.
Sorry.
And let's go to Smoosh.
It just sounds dirty. I don't like it.
Smooch.
It's Valentine's Day. Smoosh.
I don't like it.
Hold hands.
Bacchus to the future.
You instantly find yourself in a cold church. There are ruined pews either side of you, shards of floating stained glass above you casting this. It should cast color, but it just seems to disappear into nothing but shadows. The feeling you're getting is that same feeling you got around the Moor Demon's lair. And in that stained glass window up above, you see Bacchus trapped. All of a sudden, shadows begin to move from the edges, down the walls, and towards your feet. They rise up. And I need everyone,
Jump.
when we get back from the break, to tell me what initiative. But until then, let's jump to a break, I think. As these shadows begin to...
You can't tell us to roll initiative and then cut to a break.
And I did.
Yeah, you can. Yeah,
So
you
you
can.
want,
He
so you want us
it.
to roll now, just before we go to break?
But bro, just let me know after the break. Take 15
I rolled
minutes. You guys take ages rolling this. You've got a whole 15 minutes to tell me what number.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
But get us out of here. The merge has started. You're here to rescue Bacchus. The final try lock.
I think we're probably gonna die. I think these shadows are probably gonna kill us. So it's gonna be exciting.
Oh, that'd be great.
That
Yeah,
would be
we could end it
interesting.
to
We'll find out what happens there.
As you pick up as members of Arlington's army. We'll play we'll just play Warhammer for the last bit.
Yeah.
Paul's like, what did I miss for the Valentine's Day episode?
But look at all these
everyone
toys
died.
you have to play army with.
We're done now.
We'll be back in 15 minutes. We're just going to take a break, organize ourselves. I'm going to look up some stats for monsters. And when we get back, we're doing a little fight to save Bacchus. Get us out of here,
We'll
Chief.
be Bacchus in 15.
Dunk.
Decent segue. That works.
Nice.
5, 4, 3.
Welcome back.
Oh God! hold on, and
That's fine.
now welcome back. Sorry, the overlay was completely fucked
Welcome
up there.
back. Sorry. Welcome back to part 2 of Homebrew. We're just going to dive straight into it. Let's fire off these initiatives. Hawk, what
21.
you get? 21. Nice. Iggy.
9.
19.
9. Arlington. 19. 21. 19.
Oh my god. Jeez, we have to use spells. When was the last time we did this?
I know, I was
Shit.
just
We
thinking.
haven't had a full-on
Been so
fight
long.
since not
Been a while.
since the Beholder.
Can't wait to use
Was
my
it
rage.
the More Demon fight? No, surely not.
Everything else has been kind of narratively, like your rampage through the bandits was a bit of a narrative fight.
I think the
Wasn't
More
really
Demon
much
was our
of a
last
fight.
proper
I
fight.
think there's been. The
Are you forgetting
Yeah,
the
that was
during
really a
your
fight.
statues that just push forward in a bar.
Game of Death.
Game of Death was the real battle of the.
Yeah, it was a real fight.
To paint the scene, you are standing in the runway. Now, Lucy, you'll know this.
The
You're
aisle, yeah.
the central
the
aisle.
answer
of-
was
The
in you all
The aisle.
along.
The aisle.
I thought it was going to be an actual hard question that I could.
Well, I mean, all questions are easy when you know the answer, Lucy.
What aisles? There's something.
Well, when he said it in his.
That's what makes
question.
that makes it a
Yeah.
riddle, not a hard question.
Okay, Ben
Fair,
doesn't do riddles.
actually,
He's
yeah,
not allowed anymore.
that's absolutely fair.
it's
He promised me he wouldn't do them anymore.
the apps.
Promised.
You were standing in the central aisle of a crumbling, run-down church. You see there are pews and benches, sort of some are broken, and in front of you, the stained glass window of which you see the likeness of Bacchus trapped inside. There seemed to be shadows pooling in that, which moved along the walls and down. And as you look towards your feet, you notice the marble below your boots begins to crumble away. And for the first time, you realize you're not solid ground. You see a piece of marble crumble over, fall seemingly thousands of feet below you. As the audience, we zoom out the doors of this temple and church and realize that it is floating with these cobble steps working their way up. When your party transport exactly to where they need to be, sometimes you don't get to see the cool entranceways to your set.
Thank you.
I work it in subtly.
Not since the days of Snake Dog have we found
Look, you are up
ourselves on a
first,
boss platform.
Yeah. Who would have thought? Not me. Wasn't in my notes. I was like, thank God I planned this.
Some
at
part of
one
your
point in
brain was
time.
like, this will be a nice little
That's
bookend.
Some part was like, what have I seen that I like? Pennsylvania.
Yeah, okay.
That's a good show.
That's defeat.
Love 'em. Yeah, picture that. Huck, you're up first as these shadows seem to come down the walls along the floor and then begin to form up either side of you into two roughly body shapes.
Okay. Large body shapes, just human, normal tall size.
Large to you, yeah, they're towering over
Okay.
you. Arlington, maybe shoulder to shoulder.
Okay. And they look like they're made entirely of shadow.
Shadow and Bone is coming to Netflix soon, but these creatures are just made out of seemingly shadow.
Okay.
Although it does seem like there seems to be kind of fiery coal eyes within there, where sockets and eyes should be.
Right, now let me give this a go.
Ooh, sorry. Just before you do anything,
Okay.
While we're
Everyone-
doing that, have we rested in a while?
Yeah. Well,
yeah, you're kind of counting.
Okay.
I figured you haven't done much in the last 24
That's,
hours or so.
18
rested.
for me.
Ah, why not?
Where's the full rest or long rest? There we
18,
go.
nice.
There we go.
Ooh, 17.
17. Wonderful.
And what was it that I was rolling again? Wisdom. Let me find my wisdom. It's easy. It's 0. 16.
16. You feel their presence try to work its way into your bones and fill you full of fear. You all manage to shake it off, which is lovely because if you really were scared, boy, would that have scared of the age. Might have grown older. Not me. Oh,
we have Randy as a functioning combat person?
he's fine too.
Okay.
All of you are here, so I don't see why not. But I'll just take him as
a nice
like
little heal bot would be
a
good
reducer
for,
of hit points every round.
For the
I think
Yeah,
he's
I'll let
probably
you
like
guys
picking
decide.
up some
Heal
little
or
bit of
damage.
soil in the
You
corner,
can-
like making a beer and like not helping at all. Not using all of his power.
he's
I'm sure.
making a mud pie like a little toddler at the beach.
That works.
Yeah.
This is a cocktail.
We could use his
I'll put him
lots
at
of
the bottom
power.
of the-
That'd be good. And his stick.
Give him the steak.
I'll put him at the bottom of the initiative order. Huck, you are good. You are not frightened.
You ain't
this
afraid of no
wraith.
ghost,
There
Huck. Make it
There's
happen.
one either side of you.
Great.
Oh
All
wait,
right,
shit!
well.
Hang on. Oh god.
For
Okay.
people
Would
in
I,
the community.
only me, the player, heard the word wraith. Arlington has tangled with wraiths before. Does he recognize them as that? They were whatever
we
it was
tangled with
reduced my
wraiths before.
maximum
We tangled with
HP,
shadows.
which I remember very clearly. I think it might have been wraith. Yeah, I think. Okay,
Oh,
so
then you definitely have tangled
Arlington would
with wraiths
definitely
before.
recognize these fuckers.
These are technically what I would
Yeah.
call
Okay.
Ooh.
blue ghosts.
Okay.
Podcast
Yeah.
listeners.
So these
Why
things are
would you?
drawing the ears off themselves. Yeah, I think I would
Yes.
definitely recognize these fuckers because they are
All right.
not great for barbarians.
Well, I am going to try, being that we're trying to finish this quickly, I'm going to try cast Banishment at 5th level,
Ooh.
which means I can target both of them.
What?
So I'm going to try to
What do
banish
I need
them
to do?
both. I think they need to succeed a charisma saving throw of 17 or higher. Or 18, I guess.
if they hit the number
I
they
don't-
saved.
can't remember if they draw to the... Okay,
17, yeah.
And so what's
17.
that? 7? Yeah, I'm just checking if they've got like freedom from punishment.
Well, the other interesting thing here is they might be, because of they get sent back to their original plane, but being that we're on a nexus point of planes, it could be I'm prepared for it to be a weird, or I banish them, but that's just to like over there.
Yeah, one of them rolled a natural 1 and they go and you literally see the journey of their banishment into the picture of Bacchus, and shadows begin to seep out again. But I feel I've always been the type of DM who likes to reward creativity and not punish it just because they're all say. So I feel like they're out for like a round.
Okay,
Not like they won't take this turn's go, but they also won't take next turn.
cool. So that's that one banished.
The other one managed to save just about. I think you see these shadows just sort of all other shapes, other sort of forms begin to sort of throw themselves in front of this magic, manage to absorb it, and then feed into them. You see hands, arms, kind of bodies and heads coming out of the side of this wraith, and it seems to just suck it all back in.
Okay, I'm fine of
Does it seem to
chaos. So I'll just check.
bolster the race?
These shadows, no, it's more that these
Okay,
shadows seem
it's not like it
dived
made it
in
more
the way of
powerful
that
or
banishment
something.
magic and potentially banish themselves. No, it didn't curve.
Well, then I'll shout out that the one that I banished seems to have just gone over there. I didn't know if banishment's going to work, just so everyone's aware. That's basically all I
I'll
can
try to
really
remember
say.
not to cast banishment
Um,
spells. Thank you, my prince.
As Huck says this to you, you ready your action, Arlington. What would you like to do as these two wraiths? One wraith now is towering over you. This wispy form.
I would like to cast Burial, by which I mean I'm going to use my bonus action to rage, and I'm going to kill this fool with my axe. Because I can't cast Banish. So I bonus action rage,
Nice.
and then I'm going to just recklessly attack this fool. It's just the one shadow in front of me, right? I want to try and like attack.
Just the one shadow in front of you.
I guess just for flavor with like axe and shield, almost like a scissoring movement. Like I'm trying to just like slice it up, dice it up into little tiny shadows. So large skull axe. Roll to hit. For the first one is, that's gonna have advantage, so that is 24 for the first attack. Why can't I just roll twice very quickly? Yeah.
Oh, let me check.
And
Let's just get
19 for the second attack.
Yep. Both hit as you wield shield and axe for the first time in a long time, confident that you can't kill something that's already dead, so at least Tig is safe.
Someone Copper is smiling.
Make your attack.
from his
Roll some
grave.
damage.
First attack hits for 10, and the second attack hits for 13. Yeah.
Nice. So that is a total of 23. Nice. You carve through this, and you can see the magical shine of your axe, that sort of blue glow it gets when it doesn't know exactly where it is, and it's trying to pin place itself in a splintering of realms. It seems to almost keep it apart. There seems to be shimmering, almost a burning, like when you burn
that's
cotton wool.
flavor.
You know, that kind of stuff.
Actually, I meant to
Along.
got swept away with the multiple attacks.
Shadow.
When Arlington flies into a rage, he doesn't like start slobbering, and it's not even like it is Grud, but he's not like freaking out. He's almost like this kind of like dull, calm, almost like in like Zen like state. So he kind of went from like, yes, I hear you, and then sort of like almost like looking past the wraith. So he's in kind of like almost more battle trance than fevered rage.
Nice, as if Growth.
Yeah, he's just clocking in.
Factory job. He's just like, I just got it. Lovely. Which brings it to that wraith's turn. It's going to try attack the thing that just attacked it. As it reaches out with a hand towards you, Arlington. Does. Oh, nice!
Yeah,
Thank
reckless
you.
boy.
Oh, that's why.
Damn my honest.
Oh, natural 20. That's what I want to see. Because the other one was a 3. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
This is what
DC
I
is
was not looking
14.
forward to. Oh, I get advantage on these because I'm raging, which is great because I rolled a 2.
Nice.
Better, 18.
18. Nice. You feel this spectral hand reach through you. You instinctively put your shield up, and it just phases through it as it reaches for your neck. Squeeze. Take 23 points of necrotic damage. You're raging?
Necrotic,
or
yes,
do you
it's
have
everything
that
except
thing? No,
for
is it just
psychic
slash?
damage.
As it tries to suck the life out of you and reduce your maximum hit points, but you have been here before. They are yours.
As my maximum hit points get pulled from me, I suck them back in.
No. My health. I earned that blood.
Not again.
You see this Iggy as this life force tries to work its way into this wraith, and then Arlington takes it back. It is your turn. There are these sort of shapes around you in a circle, seemingly just sort of creating a nice bit of mise-en-scene for the time being. Maybe they'll get involved. But immediately in front of you is this wraith that has its hand around Arlington's neck. Squeeze it. Maybe in a good way. Arlington, make a...
Okay.
Does this awaken something in me check?
Hypothetically, what modifier would I use for that?
Intimidation.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
You knew. You didn't have to ask. You knew.
I mean, I like rolling dice. It's an 8.
Okay. No.
I was thinking I wanted to cast major image and of Rua in the church, and try and be as involved in this performance as possible, and try and command them down and away.
You create the visual illusion of your mother, the Archfey, through her voice. What is it you say specifically to command them
I'm gonna say in her what I assume is her like sultry, cool voice, the stand down. They are not foe. Leave this building and leave us alone. And I'm gonna have it look threatening towards me, and I'm gonna cower.
Nice.
That's
Give me
cool.
an intimidation check with advantage.
Okay.
Pretty good Rua voice as well.
Let's see. Advantage. Let's see. Oh, first one was a 16. Second was a 27.
Nice. You feel like when you blow on a pile of flour on a kitchen table, the shadows around you disperse back to the walls, intimidated. But the wraith with its hand on Arlen turns to you. You have no power here. And keeps trying to suck the life out of Arlington, but just can't seem to get a hole. It's like these damn paper straws.
Okay.
But the shadows have disappeared to the side, which is lucky because they were about to act.
I've somewhat forgotten the in the battle sequences how it goes. Can I, to end my turn, do I get to send? Can I send like inspiration to Arlington? And can I don't want to. Maybe someone else has a better use for this, but I thought I could send you inspiration in the form of Surly Furious to Arlington.
Yeah, there's no hard rules on juicy beer magic.
Yeah, there's literally no. It's you both get the inspiration of Iggy's bardic magic and Surly Furious, which is one of our beers in the Snug chat. I think that will probably give you an extra attack.
Can I add to this? And maybe as Iggy's trying to inspire me, I want to. What am I trying to? I'm trying to think of the word it says. I want to shout back. You're not nothing without her. She's nothing without you. And I want Iggy to basically get the benefits of my rage as her inspiration. I want to like bounce it back at her because she's always inspiring people. So the Surly Furious, I want her to be able to get the effect of my like totem warrior rage. So resistance to all damage except for psychic, if that is not overpowered.
It is, but it's cool as fuck, and
Nice.
you know how we play it on this show. Yes, love it. I love that's how you're using Surly Furious. Don't call me Surly. Iggy, you will now feel this fury build inside you. Ever since you opened that door for Arlington when he was too weak to open it himself way back in episode.
I don't know what you're talking about. That doesn't sound right.
You bent the bar. You wondered what power like this would feel like as you begin to see the feeling of it. Oh, you've never been inspired before. What does it feel like?
Yeah, I feel like maybe this is when your hair stands on end, and I assume all my split ends stand as well.
My pores
Iggy has a
open.
lot. I've always
Instead of a lord, you will get a glorious queen.
Yeah, full on Galadriel. That's like our fourth Lord of the Rings reference this episode.
intense rage, and everything zeroes in on that wraith with the hand on Arlington. And I'm thinking what I want to cast now is what I don't normally cast, which is like Shadow Blade or something, which I have. I want to go Arlington on it.
I think this
so that's what
bounce reflection of a rage gives you the bonus attack I was going to give to Arlington through Furious goes to you. So if you want to cast Shadow Blade and make that.
Okay, well then I'm casting Shadow Blade, 3rd level on, and I don't like quickly reading it again, and I just want to fucking attack right that wraith right across his hand, if that's possible.
Absolutely.
The hand that's on the.
Give me an attack roll. That's how that works.
Yeah. Let's see what happens when I hit. What happens? Oh, do I hit the? What do I?
You might have to. I can look it up.
Do I hit?
Shadow Blade?
Sorry, I just rolled the damage there. But I hit cast. And,
it's a weird thing in D&D.
Oh, sorry. If I weave together shadow to create a sword of solidified gloom in my hand, the magic sword lasts as long as until the spell ends. It's a simple melee weapon. 2d8 psychic.
But if you're raging, you'll get to add
Nice.
side
So
to
I
that.
think you just need. Yeah, true actually.
Oh.
So just give me a d20 roll. Figure it out.
Yeah. Oh,
Nice.
Hey!
Yeah, natural 20.
yay!
So you need to roll 4d8 plus 3. Double damage.
Oh, sweet. 16 plus.
Okay, so Lucy's the tank now. I'll become some kind of healer somehow. I'll figure that out.
You're the one who's like, "What? Someone please think of the children. Let's diplomacy."
Yeah, let's diplomacy this one. I think it's like, you know, when like someone's like a bodybuilder, they recognize like good genetics. Like some people are just like more prone to getting bigger. I think like from episode 1, Arlington recognized that Iggy had the potential to be like way bigger than him. He's just been like waiting for her to realize it. He's like, oh, she's got the perfect shoulders to build out her traps. No, she must never know. She must never know.
If only it wasn't for the split ends. Yeah. That was 21 plus 2, so 24.
Nice. As you slice through the hand of this shadow wraith, and not only does the hand get severed, but you see this fiery righteous flame work its way up the forearm, burn into the side as it just now armless tries to turn to you and reach out with its hand, but it won't be able to do that until its turn. It brings us over to.
I'm feeling Iggy is feeling a high here. Are you right? This inspiration finally being bounced back. Oh my god, she's coming up on this. Is the only way I
finally understood macros and micros. That's the secret of fitness. It brings us on to Mulligan Randir. What's the name of the thing where someone takes a backseat? Mulligan? No, that's when you do something.
No, Mulligan's getting a do-over.
Yes, backseat Randir. Heal or damage. Your choice.
I think damage.
I would offer it to Paul in chat, but that will take 30 seconds.
I think damage. Get him.
Damage.
Yeah.
Nice. Let me just do a little bit of damage.
I swear we could probably get that. Was that chat GPM or whatever it is, the AI thing. Like, what would Randir?
Oh, chat GPT.
GPT, yeah. You could probably say like, what would, you know, Randir, our level 12 artificer do?
Let's train it. Let's get it to watch all of Homebrews. That'll be a view anyway, and then
you know, we can barely.
And then we can
barely
get it
get
to
people,
predict.
we can barely get people who enjoy the show to watch every episode of Homebrew.
That's what I said. GPT has no choice, and
That's
then
no
it can.
concept of quality.
Then it can just.
It's deleted
let's see
itself.
what it scripts.
It's uninstalled itself.
Yeah, our audience is mainly AI,
Yeah.
but you know.
From over your shoulder, Arlington, this flask seems to smash and then inflame against the shadow wraith, doing some damage. It is looking wispy. Call me a whisper gold, because boy is this wraith not long for this world. Which brings us up around Huck. One of the wraiths has been banished to a picture. The shadows seem to have been scared off to the side, skittering like the foolish shadows they are. But there is still a struggling wraith who, at this point in time, is like, did I say no power? Like some power? Power forgiveness, I guess, is what you might have here. Power mercy, maybe. Power of letting me just go back to that photo over there if you want.
Yeah, that's interesting. I was gonna go hella crazy and disintegrate it, but it being weaker, and Arlington being very close means that a lot of my better spells will just hurt him. So I am going to haste Arlington. I think it's probably the best thing I can do. Give him even more damaging capabilities. That all right? I'm gonna find haste. Sorry.
I have no problem with it. I'll allow it.
Great. You all went silent, and I was like, "Crap, I've dropped." Turned back, and I was like,
No, that was
okay.
a woof of time.
Yeah. Okay, I cast it on Arling, provided he's allowing it.
Absolutely.
You get double speed, +2 bonus to your AC, and advantage on Dex saving throws, and an additional action at the end of each of your turns.
But only for
That action can be used only to take an attack, a dash, a disengage, or a hide.
and it's I think it's only one attack, so I can
One weapon attack.
which
only.
is still crazy good.
Cool. So yeah, I'm gonna do that, and that should hopefully mean that you're not engulfed in fire or necrotic damage, which was my other option. Or psychic damage. Actually, I could have attacked you with psychic damage, which you wouldn't have been able to shrug off.
Do we need to get anywhere real quick by any chance? Because we haven't done haste in a while, and I forgot that if.
Oh yeah, the negatives.
No,
Yeah,
no. I more meant as in like I can get somewhere real quick. Because I can, with action surge, hypothetically, I can go. We got 40 speed is doubled to 80. I can dash, so 160. If I action surge to get that again, I can get 320 feet in one round.
Well, you could break.
Oh no, hang on, that doesn't add up. No, that's bad maths. Anyway, a lot.
You can go very fast.
But we're in a small floating platform, so we're on a Smash Brothers stage. It's not much use.
Yeah, essentially.
You can do this, General. That's what I say when I haste.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, I like that.
Seeing as I saw they had a whole thing, and I felt bad, so I want to be.
Yeah. What's this about?
Yeah.
Maybe Arlington's the father.
Yeah.
Chance for romance. This late in the campaign.
Huck's always been needy.
I just you're having a friend moment, and I'd like to have a friend moment.
Giving someone a buff and be like, "Now say nice things about me."
Yeah. I thought I'd give it a go. That's why he's doing it.
Any movement, any bonus action, anything?
No, there's nothing else really.
You are up. As you feel your body course with the energy that can only be provided through the magic of true friendship. I got your back, Kayla. Would you like to attack Arlington or move?
Arlington is currently like vibrating at a very high frequency, like as in like if he were to move, he would like probably just like zip with completely uncontrollably, like a child on a caffeine high. He has too much energy. And like the wraith hand that's been like obliterated in front of him, freeing up his shield. He stares down the wraith and he has like, "You think we were trapped in this church with you? You're trapped in here with us." And then he's gonna try and like upswing the axe. I'm gonna attack twice again.
Yeah. anything over a 13 and a 13, we're good.
Okay, these are all reckless as well because I just might get a crit. The first one is 24.
It's
okay, and the second one is, these are very slow. Is a dirty 20.
Nice, also hits.
So the first one is 7 and 10. Is that right? Yeah, 7 and 10, so 17 altogether.
Arlington, you try to upswing on this wraith, and you, faster than you expect, your axe actually leaves your hand a little bit and soars into the top of the church. It seems to be, with your strength, soaring further down, but you just fucking power poses, and the axe comes back down into your hand. With these two attacks, the wraith is shattered. As this other wraith begins to work its way out of the crevices of the stained glass and try to make itself back into battle. It misses a turn, so it can't do much.
How far away is that second wraith from me?
It's not far. Less than like 30 feet.
Okay, because
it's still in the kind of stain. It hasn't formed.
So
yet.
It's less than a mile away, so I can see it perfectly, right?
Oh, like so perfect. You can see who they were,
and it's less than 80 feet away, so I can get there in one turn because I'm hasted, and 80 feet is my current just default movement speed.
Fucking your axe could get there in one turn. Who knows?
Their parents loved each other. Like
destroy them emotionally.
What are your skills?
Yeah, I'm just gonna, like, as soon as the axe like lands back in my hand, I'm gonna look up at the wraith that that has just rejoined the fight, sprint over and like standing over, like looking down his face and like quietly utter the words, "Action surge, and I'm gonna action surge and attack this guy twice again.
Nice.
Um,
Give me 2 more attacks.
he doesn't know what action surge means. It's just something he always heard the other bugbears chanting in dungeons when he was the bad guy.
Surge your actions, boys. Surge them good.
Okay, 17 for the first one. Oh, God. Glad these are reckless because I'm getting ones. And Jesus. Yeah, 10 for the first one, 11 for the second. I might miss both these.
And for the first, I thought you said 17 for the first one.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I think
yes. Well, 11 for the second one. It was 10 for the second.
Yes.
One. Yeah.
You begin to hack at this shadow creature. It's not that you miss on the second attack. It's just that it hasn't really formed yet. It's like still trying to like get into a form in which it has hit points. But the first one does hit. Give me some damage.
Nice. Ooh, I keep almost rolling well. Oh my god, the die is cocked. I didn't know that could happen on D&D Beyond.
It's so realistic.
It actually is. It was cocked almost on a 4, but it didn't come through, so hang on.
Isaac says you get 3 swings.
You get another attack.
That's the haste.
I get another attack because... Oh, yeah, of course.
I figured you were counting it correctly.
Oh, no, sorry, that was me action surging. So hang on. That was 11 for the one that did hit, and I'll get my haste attack. Sorry, yeah, 11 damage for the one that did hit. My haste attack is no, it's reckless. That's my third natural one.
Wow. If only you were
if only. These keep okay, that's 5 plus 9, so 14.
14 hits.
Okay. So second attack is going to be no, almost max damage. These are not adding the totals up for me. This is weird. I have to refresh. 12 damage.
12, nice. You begin to hack at this thing before it even has the chance to form up. It's going to come back somewhat diminished because it's like no. This big imposing form is now going to be a little bit more withered as it comes through. It has missed its turn because it's banished. It's still trying to form up, which means Iggy, over by the stained glass of your father, who seems to have his 2 little... I think we gave him guns. I think he has guns. I think I remember him like having guns.
I have a vague memory now that you say it. Someone had guns.
He had like 2 revolvers, or maybe they were just like wands with magic missile in it. But he was a gun shooting.
Oh yeah, because the whole place had this like Western town vibe, but you were also very careful of introducing revolvers to this world.
So I think he just has like 2 little, but he's in like
crossbows,
like in that Zelda game where you're 2D for. He's in that kind of shape. So he's there. And you actually see his eyes do this real fun thing where like they're looking forward, but then they look like to the side and they look down and they're like, and the eyebrows raise a little bit, and he's like, oh, hey. So he's certainly still able to communicate, but he's just in 2D form now. Like to do.
It's your turn, yeah.
Sorry, was it my go?
Yeah, sorry, I was having too much fun with the man trapped in stained glass. That's not
I'm sorry, is it my dad's go or is it my go? Yeah. Is it my turn?
Ben was messing with the man in the mirror. He was asking him to make a change, but it's not his turn
yet. Would I be right in thinking that the second wraith isn't attacking me, right? Because
there are some shadows, but they seem to be keeping their distance because of your FSG to River.
Okay. Can I? The stained glass, is it on the same level as me? Can I like run up to it, or is it up high? Or
no, it's up high, but it's about like 10, 15 feet. Like it's not. It's in like in that church level where Jesus would be in a church.
Is there any way to scramble up to it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't you have like a dimensional step or something?
Yeah, I do have dimension door, but I'm wondering if it's like an old ruin you can kind of like climb up a bit.
Yeah, there's actually floating pieces of marble that you can just... I need you to make an acrobatics check. It's not that it's a hard DC, it's just provided you don't get like a 1.
Yeah. So that's what I'm going to hone in. I'm just honing in on him. That's a 22.
Nice, yeah. You
with the power of the love of the daughter. Yes.
Like a reunion video.
Yeah, sorry, that's on Father's Day we do that. Sorry.
This is with the power of the love.
Yeah, I want to run up, and I genuinely have no idea what to do when I get there. But I want to just.
Me too. I have no idea what your plan is to get this man out of this window.
I want to Like, what do I have in my thing? No other. Coke. I give the no. Well, I have Revivify. I don't know if that would have. Like, I wonder. What I wanted.
Sudden change.
Sorry.
Sudden
You have
change.
a beer called Sudden
I don't know if
Change.
that ha- Yeah.
Ooh. Could I cast? If you
I don't know
down
if you-
the whole thing, can I cast it?
I can down it if you want. I don't.
You
If
don't
it's
have
just
to
sudden
down
change
it.
would be handy.
It's not
No, I know.
enjoy it.
It's all right. It's almost finished.
I honestly, what I think she is doing is running it, clambering up, putting both hands as close to him as possible, and like, shouting, like, Dad, trying to like shake the window, trying to shake him out of it, trying to like grasp through, and using whatever magic can be in these fingertips. I'm just trying to put
Yeah, sudden change.
Sudden
could not
change.
be better. Are you trying to change him into a real 3D brother?
I mean,
Yeah, I'm trying to pull him, the real him, out by the shoulders.
Yeah, with sudden change.
I will make you a
like,
three-dimensional character if it kills me.
look at the picture on the can. Actually, kind of suits. I don't know. It's just
It does actually. Yeah.
somehow suits what's happening here. So
Oh my god, the cans.
But it also looks like sudden change is like the Hollywood sign that in this world there's a place called sudden change.
yeah. It's just it says sudden change. Just tell him to turn around.
A city of glitz and glamour. Sudden change. You, with the power of beer magic, you can whoop him out. But I do need you to make a dexterity saving throw, as with the force of magic you are about to throw a whopping 10.
I'm assuming we are both falling backwards and slamming into the ground. Yeah.
That's why I want you to make.
I did get my dex saving throw was a 21.
Nice. You managed to both catch your father,
Yeah.
and as you slam down on the ground, and the marble below you begins to crumble away and fall, you both roll out of the way as you see, looking down, what would have been a 1,000-foot drop.
And I whispered to his ear, with the love of a dog.
With the respect of a father. And love. I also love you a lot.
Imagine if your daughter said, I love you, and you said, I respect you as a response.
Yeah.
I respect your opinion on that. Thank you.
Yeah. I respect you. What a burn.
The moment Bacchus is taken out of the window with sudden change, you feel the shadows around you begin to grow. There is no longer a lock in place keeping the shadow realm and the world from coming through. This was meant to make sure that nothing from those realms broke through, and that only something from the Feywild would. But with this lock removed, these shadows begin to pour like smoky waterfalls out of that gap in the window. You see these wraiths begin to appear, 1, 2, all around the room. The lights seem to very much dim around you all as it gets tighter and tighter, and all these reaching hands and reaching faces. I need you again to make a wisdom saving throw.
All of us?
Everyone.
Sorry, the wrong.
Okay.
I was about to switch to
I
dice
might
because they
use-
keep getting fucked up, but I didn't. And then I got an 18.
Nice.
Considering I have a +0, that's pretty good.
Ooh. I got a 4. Lee.
I got a 14, but I can use bend luck on Iggy, and hope that giving you 1d4 will help. You can roll a d4 if you have one,
Oh, okay.
and you can add that on to whatever you got, or I can roll it. I don't mind.
I have it here. Oh, and that was a natural 1.
All right. Well, you got a +1 to your 4.
Okay, 5.
Icky, it was 2 wraiths when you first arrived. Now there seems to be 10s, 20s. It's screaming nothing but restless souls who have not managed to traverse into the underworld. They came from there, but they weren't happy there. Whether it was you or whether it was your predecessor, these were not put in their right place. They've been trapped in their wrong place. You feel the sweat on the back of your neck begin begin to chill. Those split ends begin to fray out a little bit again. And you look at your hands as they begin to age by 40 years.
Ooh.
Because the DC was 13. But if you fail by more than 5, aged by 1d4 times 10 years, and I rolled a 4. As you get 40 years older through sheer fear.
I think this, in my mind here, it's making sense. That took everything out of me, pulling him out, and I've fallen down, and now I've just crumbled, terrified in.
So does
Like,
Iggy
and
look
now-
older than Bacchus now?
Or
Not
does she look
necessarily.
exactly like Rua?
She just looks exactly like Ruin now,
Ooh.
more than anything else.
Uh-oh.
Because
Her dad's
40
gonna hit
years
her.
on a half elf isn't like 40 years on a human. It's not like you
Oh,
are.
yeah. That's true.
It's, yeah, you and
So you
40 years
look
on
like
you've had a bit of a
God
rough
isn't
night.
necessarily kids. Ugh, you look like a 20-year-old, but the 20-year-old has kids.
We almost had Ben
Yeah.
giving us permanent consequences.
No, it is 40 years on a half elf is still like half elves do age at the same. I think same rate as humans, but you're a god at the same point. You are older. I'm going to think that will have some effect on your stats in a nice like seafood kind of way. That you might get wiser.
I
might
can't
get-
try insane stats.
well, we'll figure that out.
We
before
could
the next
all do
episode.
with more
Okay.
addition, like buffing up our wisdom modifiers, because we don't have a druid.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I'm +1 to wisdom.
none-
plus
none of
9
us
to
are
More
wisdom.
importantly than any of that, you are surrounded by creatures reaching out for you. In fact, as you're taking in this moment of rapid aging, you feel a cold hand brush against you. You instinctively knock it off as it tries to attack. There is a swarm around each and every one of them, and you're also not all together. Bacchus and Iggy and Arlington are up near the...
Oh, didn't Iggy fall all the way down? I thought she was near me.
No, she just fell down onto
Oh,
the
right.
altar.
I'm
Yeah,
far
she
away.
didn't fall. You're far away, and Randir's far away. You get the impression that if you don't get out of here, what Sonic would call lickety split, you will die. So I need in the next 3 minutes a plan. Else I start rolling.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
I think I can dimension door with Bacchus maybe, at least to get out of this exact spot. But he
Arle-
can't come with her spell, right?
Arlington's got haste.
Yeah, I can get wherever we need to go real quick, but we're in a limited space as to where we can go.
I mean, as I see it, if you guys get out of dodge quickly enough, I mean, I'm looking for a lot of enemies in a 20-foot radius. You know, that's my jam. So cover fire as you guys get out of the 20-foot radius of all the enemies, and I can just,
I'll run over to Bacchus and Iggy, grab the two of them as my action, and run over to Jesus. Oh my God, Hook! I blanked on your character's name for a second somehow.
You what?
Oh.
Yeah,
Sure.
There are swarms of wraith in the way horizontally, I suppose is the best way I can put this.
oh, is it like blocking, like a wall?
Yes, there is nothing but shadows. It seems to be like a circle around you and a circle around them, and everything in between is now just darkness and shadow, writhing limbs and screaming voices, and the burning coals of eyes that exist within the stronger
In
shadows.
that case, I will take a deep breath and pause time, and then run in between them.
Oh, okay. Ooh.
This
I like this.
my here says pulls time on it.
Actually, yeah. Hold
okay,
on.
pretty-
I need something that'll help me here. You're absolutely right. Do you know what?
Because it's either dice
I
or
think
brew,
I think
but
I
dice
think
can
this
help
works because
brew.
I have ale the time in the world.
Ah,
Offensively bad pun. Wow, that's good.
I think pun is a very generous description of that.
I can give you by the Vale Brewing Company. Vale. I can give you, but that's about it.
There's a lot of time available to me.
You bring California with wine.
Can I
So
give you anything? I mean, Blue Ghost Pills, not really.
Would you like to come to a bitter end?
No, not that one.
I think it's going to have to be Dice Not Magic, in which
Yeah.
case, athletics in this
Cool.
case.
I'm okay with that. Does anyone want? Well, like, if I'm using, presumably this is going to take my action to do this anyway. But does anyone actually, before I roll, because this is some fun trivia, I put in with haste using my action surge, which I've already used, so I can't really using action surge to dash on top of my regular dash with haste. My max speed is 36 miles per hour, which is pretty fucking fast. It's still not as fast as Usain.
Within 6 seconds.
Yeah, no, within 6 seconds.
quite
Yeah,
fast.
but that's still not as fast as Usain Bolt. Usain Bolt is faster than a barbarian with haste using his bonus action. His top speed is 40 miles per hour. Oh, sorry.
oh my god, that's
37.5.
Isn't that like a cheetah?
Yeah, so that, now I have it in my head.
Oh,
Now I understand
close.
how superhuman he is, finally. So there we go. Bit of side trivia.
How long does...
I can
That's a really
potentially
interesting point. How long does haste last?
Haste lasts
a minute. I
a
think.
minute, yeah.
A minute. So we can only... Yeah, so or it's like Usain Bolt can run for more than a minute.
I don't know if he...
But he often doesn't. Yeah, he often doesn't. He doesn't need it. Within a
True.
minute, he's circumnavigated the globe. I'm pretty sure that's
It's,
how it works.
20, 21,
That's his
21
record.
for my athletics check, by the way.
Nice. Yes, you feel the world... You're not trying to slow... You're not trying to stop time. You're just
Just
trying to
slow it down,
time.
baby.
As you put your foot on the ground and lightning begins to spark around your
As I bend the
bended
time
knee,
force.
and you take 4. It's not still a good roll. It's not a great roll.
I can
You're going to
help.
need some-
I can help.
Okay.
I can bend luck while you're bending time, and give you an extra D.
Have you done that already for Iggy?
Yeah, but I can do it. It's based on sorcery points, so
Okay.
I don't know if I've used my reaction within this cycle. I'm pretty sure you went straight back to
yes.
you went straight back to them though, because Iggy was the end of a turn. I haven't done anything, and now Arlington's doing something.
Iggy's has triggered this.
Yeah. Okay. I can't do it. I
Uh,
can't do it. I can't help you.
I suppose, yeah, you would say that Arlington has jumped initiative, so you would have started a round. You're right.
If you'd like, it just gives me a I can give you a 1d4. Do you want to roll it or shall I?
Oh, yeah, you roll it. It's your die.
Okay. 4. Nice.
Nice.
There you go. It's here.
That brings up to 25.
Yeah, 25.
Iggy
Yes.
and Arlington, I need you to make dexterity saving throws. This is in your movement to
Which
the
I will have,
others.
I have
Dodging
advantage
the-
on because I have haste.
you were dodging arms reaching for you.
21, baby.
Nice.
Ooh, okay.
Tom Cruise running through it all.
You're being carried, I think.
Yeah. Well, my legs aren't moving, but you still just on my arms.
Yeah,
It's just that. That's where all the movement comes from.
Yeah.
Those
With
are
the
all
love of a daughter. With the love of a daughter. That's just going.
those are all karate chops. As you're
That's
being
what Tom
carried.
Cruise says in his head.
It's
Yeah.
19 for my deck save.
19.
With the love
Nice.
of a daughter.
So which
That's so...
send that to your vision. Which means you only take half damage. Both of you only take 11 points of necrotic
Which will be half
damage.
for me anyway. For my raging.
Again, yeah.
5.
So that's
5?
5 points. And actually, Iggy, you're also
Oh, yeah.
raging. So
5
you only
damage
take-
all around.
But Bacchus
Oh, yeah.
takes
Bacchus incinerates instantly.
Bacchus's maximum hit points of 11 have been reduced by 11. You make your way to the rest of the group. You are now in a small circle. It's closing in. It's barely 10 foot in diameter. You are all huddled together as the shadows begin to not only close in around you, but now they're closing in on top of you. Beginning to...
Can I try? Sorry.
Yeah.
The just because the Rua major image did work on the shadows before, could I try that again? I don't know, like bit of
Your
Right,
major
what?
element is still there, but it seems to be blocked out by these shadows. And that feeling of no power, not only is there no lock here anymore, So, like, the only power she did have is gone.
Oh.
So they seem to be interacting with it in such a way that even though they're shadows, even though their intelligence, oh fuck, they're smart. Look at these guys. They're not that smart. The shadows aren't as smart as the wraiths. The wraiths know it's an illusion, and they turn around and go, "It's an illusion, you fools." But it's more wraiths than shadows at this point. But you have basically a moment before what seems like 50 attacks are coming your way. I don't know how to quantify how many fucking shadows have just been released from the underworld.
I can dimension door with one other person.
Yeah. I
At
think
least out of the church.
We can all smoosh out. We all have the power.
we can't bring Bacchus
We
with
can
us,
hit it.
can we?
No. She can dimension door to get slightly out of dodge. We can just
And
get.
but where does
The
that
church.
leave her though?
We go to Ossuary and then we come back.
We still can't get Bacchus out of there though.
No. She. Yeah. It's not a great plan. How do you want to get out of it? All right. I'm just saying we can instantly save us and leave Lucy to fend for her and her dad on her own. Screw her.
I can get him.
We can come back straight away.
I can get.
You already got the XP, Arlington. Don't worry about it. Like you've done it.
Did Lucy green screen?
Yeah, all of you are
think so.
glitching like crazy for me.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
this is interesting.
This is the effect of the realm.
Oh god. Okay. Well, what should I do? I did.
Okay, I've got a graphic up. We're fine.
If I rejoin the call, is that going to screw this up?
You're okay for now. It's yeah, you're okay for now.
Would you say?
Okay.
Would you say that there's they're all bunched into a 20-foot radius in front of us?
Fireball.
There's more beyond 20 feet.
What?
They're not in front of you. They're all around you.
They're all around us.
Top, bottom, and around.
Hmm.
In fact, the ground under the weight of a shadow is virtually nothing. The weight of 1,000 shadows begins to add up. The ground itself is beginning to crumble underneath you as you try to take a step and feel a tile.
If I dimension door outside here, can you haste with Hug outside as well?
I would, as your DM, I feel compelled to ask. You're more than 500 feet in the air. Where are you going?
Oh, I don't know, to the steps.
You can go to the steps. Yeah, steps are still there.
Um,
I just wanted, before you dimension door, just out and just plummet.
Wait
I
a
was
second.
thinking steps leading up to
Okay, hang on. Hold on. Would we know? Okay, as we're panicking, as we're huddling around, I'm going to shout out, are these things fey? Are they considered fey or fiends?
They're not fey. They're from an entirely different plane. They could be fiends.
Yeah, okay. I don't know. I guess I could try it if it's not going to fuck up what we could. Yeah, I've got no other options. I've limited magic. I'm going to raise my shield and I'm going to cast High King's Oath and use the Turn the Faithless version of it. Which basically means I utter ancient words that are painful for Fae and fiends to hear. As an action, you present your holy symbol, my shield, and each Fae or fiend within 30 feet of you that can hear you must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature is turned for 1 minute. So I'm hoping they'll just fall off the edge.
I mean, that's the shield that blasts like rays of light, right? Like moonlight.
Yeah, well, yeah. They don't seem to
It does that.
Do they dislike light?
They're from the shadow realm.
Radiant, yeah, radiant would definitely.
Oh, is it considered radiant?
Thing. Yes, you hold your shield up, and I think when I initially wrote that, it was with the idea in mind that this was a thing that could help keep Fae out of the material plane because of the whole stop crossing the damn planes.
Wait, do I have to do a saving throw?
Did you not?
For this,
the light.
him doing this.
Oh, for this.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Probably actually.
Oh no! Well, no, because we can.
Let's give it a go.
It's your turn for 1 minute or until it takes damage. So I can just bop you in the back of the head. It'll be fine.
Oh, great. Yeah. How about I resist it? What is it?
Yes.
Wisdom?
This beacon of light explodes out. We actually zoom away from this floating church and we just see the stained glass windows shine around in this beautiful sky as these reds, purples, greens, yellows just. It's not necessarily that they're turned, but the light itself seems to have pushed them back. They have nowhere to hide. There's nowhere to form in. There's no shadow to exist in this moment. However, I do need you, Hook, to make a save.
What is
It's
it?
Wisdom
Wisdom?
saving throw, yeah.
Oh, good. My best.
Yeah, none of us are wise.
I'm going to use Tides of Chaos, which gives me advantage.
I will.
Oh, wait a second.
If you fail, literally 1 damage will break you out of this.
Sure. Yeah. I'd rather not fail. Anyway, I'm going to beat you and your stupid spell.
Okay, it's not about.
Your racist anti-Fae spell. You know. I have advantage on Wisdom anyway because of Puka Cunning.
Yeah.
Sweet.
That's how they never get you. They never get you with this one.
All right, that's a 15, so that's good. I have no Wisdom bonus, so and then that's a 17. So yeah.
Oh, what's my Wisdom modifier?
I don't know what the
I
DC.
forget how we figured this out.
What's your DC? Well, my for spells is 17. So if you're better than me,
it's your modifier plus your proficiency plus 10, right?
Yeah. 10 plus proficiency, which is probably 3.
So my Wisdom, 3, so 13. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you pass as this shining light bursts through this church cathedral space. At the exact same point in time, the last of the marble gives way and you all start to fall. It's an awful time to level up, guys. I'm really sorry, but as you're plummeting towards the ground, you do all level up, of course, but you are plummeting to the ground.
Everyone pick a teleport spell. The next level.
Below you, what seems to be marshy, watery lands. You are heading towards what looks like a marshy lake.
A bog?
Not quite a bog, more of a lake,
okay.
But like a lake in a mountain kind of situation, but it's all marshy.
Okay.
You are falling fast.
How far does it look like we are from the bottom?
Like, how far did you drop your axe?
Okay, so about that same distance. Do we feel the power coursing through us and know that we are stronger than we were at the start of this? Basically, if we level up, I get my relentless rage ability. That means I'm pretty likely to survive this, but there's a slight chance I'll die.
Sure. Before you do, because as you try to feel that coursing leveling up magic that heals you, need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw. As also what is falling is debris.
Oh.
That's not good.
Oh shit. What I was going to say is I'm wondering, can I be a lot of magic to grab, still holding back as Dimension or us down to the bottom, then do Bigby's hand to catch Huck?
Well, I mean, I can just teleport back to Osric. Really, the only person that can't do that is, and if you can Dimension Door to the bottom, we can all just go. Let's go to Osric. I mean, we might fall and hit Osric. I don't know about how motion is preserved while doing this.
Yeah, it's Porter rules.
So that could be bad, I suppose. Maybe your plan is good. I can polymorph into a bird and possibly polymorph one other person into a bird. That's Randir and me.
If we've a way of
Big
Big me, that's fine. I would take it. But if we don't have any other options, I will most likely survive this. I also got
you said that last time.
What was the dexterity
15
saving throw?
for me.
15, 21, and Hook.
7. Oh wait,
okay,
I didn't add any modifiers. It could be better than that.
10. Modifier.
10.
Yeah. Hook, you take 18 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ooh,
Everyone else takes 9.
Half for us, Iggy.
It's a lot of
for
rocks.
us, Iggy, so that's 4.
At the same time, your equipment starts to crumble away from you. So
oh no!
I need to see your inventory as you're falling through the sky, and I presume you don't have like parachutes on stuff.
Well, I can turn into a bird.
You can turn it. You can save your stuff if you want to turn into a bird. But let me just have a quick little gander. My campaigns. Hibernia. There it is. Your campaign. Boop, boop, boop. I won't take anything from him.
I mean, you can try taking my axe. I
And he
can just
also
religion
seems
check
like-
it back. It doesn't matter.
You're holding on to that.
Please, I can't rely on
Uh,
faith to have this come
You
back.
can take that little.
And Randir also strikes me as the type of person who would have.
Randir's a lot of shit. He's a collector of things.
Yeah, he would, but he would have something.
Oh
that
yeah,
would,
he's obsessed with this thing, so he definitely has them like strapped to
Yeah.
him or something.
He
He seems like the
how
kind of-
about
he'd-
for,
he
for
likes- he would probably have like a bandolier of fucking chemicals and shit.
for ease? I can turn us into birds, myself and Randir, and possibly even giant birds if they're on the option, as is suggested by chat.
Arlington, a javelin begins to slip loose from your backpack, as well as a few loose teeth
From my head or from the beholder?
from the beholder. Iggy, amongst a pile of colorful chalk, you also a singular pearl falls out of your back.
Oh no! Don't let that drop. Don't let that drop into the lake.
The lake in which you are hurtling. towards.
Yeah.
I'm
In 1 round's time, you're gonna hit the surface.
I'm gonna let that shit slip out. I'm not worried about the javelins or beholder teeth. I'm gonna focus all my efforts into like bracing behind the wave breaker shield to try and, like, as stupid as it is, Captain America land, where like looks like I should shatter my shoulder, but it somehow reduces the fall if possible. Brace for impact.
Well,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah, you are ready and braced. Huck, what are you planning on doing?
I'm going to polymorph me and Randir. I'm just checking if giant bird is one of the things where we can try to grab people, like a giant eagle or something. Giant eagle, D&D?
Rock, or OC is
A rock. Yeah, a rock. Yeah. Rock would be good. Yeah. Can I turn me and Randir into a rock? That's a twin spell.
Giant eagle specifically because.
Oh, sorry. Yes, you're right. You're right.
Okay.
Giant eagle is a different thing.
Let's
It is
see.
a noble creature that speaks its own language.
They are noble creatures.
Yeah, it means I have to break concentration on your haste, so I do that first.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh God, what's the name?
it's probably been a minute.
Oh yeah.
Which means you get
You do
exhausted.
Oh yeah. That's fun.
Which means that you won't be able to
I
brace.
can't move or take actions until my next turn. Oh no.
As you take an action to turn the two of you into giant eagles,
Yeah.
you continue hurtling towards the ground. Your stuff begins to hit the water before you do. And the moment that pearl makes contact with liquid, a shimmering appears across the water as you all tumble, not into water, but through it. Where to, you don't know. But what you do know, real shit and some percentile dice. Find out. Step it.
We can instantly teleport away from it. Don't worry about it. Anyone.
Do my teeth fall through the water?
Your
Yeah.
beholder
No, my
teeth?
real. Well, actually, both my real teeth and my beholder teeth.
Some of it has hit the water before the pearl did.
Oh, they're
Pearl was one of
gone.
the last things.
They're
So that's
gone.
there. That's
Okay.
in that lake. But you
Randir's going to come back as a bird. He's going to start his session.
No
Like, what did I
one.
miss?
No
Oh,
one
you're a
explain
giant-
context.
Yeah. He's just a giant eagle now.
I was here in chatty.
Yes, but
We will end the episode there as you hurtle into a teleportation portal to somewhere in Hibernia. With banks.
Oh.
That is the end of this episode. Sorry. Everyone make a dexterity.
no, you've
saving
already ended the episode. We don't have
Post
to.
post the end of the
Oh,
episode.
damn it! I don't have my fucking haste bonus anymore.
Is this for
The problem with transporting somewhere in Hibernia is Hibernia isn't in the same place anymore. The rituals begin.
Oh shit! 18 for me.
So I just need to make sure that you are somewhere where water exists, because often with the Feywild, where water exists in the material plane, land exists in the Fey.
I got a natural 20 and total
Nice.
26.
18 for me.
Dex, you say.
Nice.
10.
Bye.
Get me even behind.
Can't wait to see what you roll up for next
You need a
session.
spare character, eh?
Yeah.
You have a spare character.
Yeah. He's called
Good to know.
he's called Hook.
Hook? But it's like WHO, like
He's hooks.
Yeah. Hook.
That is where we will end tonight's
Ooh.
episode.
where in the world is Hook?
We'll be back in 2 weeks' time on February 28th for the second last episode of this season. Will they ever stop brewing? Get themselves out of these rocks. It's I'm sure. But until then, I hope you had a wonderful day of Valentine.
Oh yeah.
Whether that was showing yourself self-love or showing love to others.
Is a rock
And all
more
sorts of-
dexterous than I am?
Rock?
Yeah.
No, a giant eagle
Or a giant eagle?
is historically not great in a man.
It could be dexterous.
Could be. We'll figure that out. At the very least, the hit points in which you have are slightly temporary on top before you have to bounce back into hook form. It's whether those hit points carry over to death.
Yeah.
The main question. But, as you transport through something at the same time in which that something is being transported itself, who the fuck knows? That's going to be. But we'll be back in 2 weeks' time on February 28th. Until then, please do look after yourselves. Be sound. Good night. And joy be with you all.
We're gonna die.
+3 dex.
Yay!
It's not
With
bad.
the
than
level-
that
You
yet.
level up. So maybe there's a spell. It's the next level.
I just take the level up health after I take the damage.
Yeah. Oh, sweet. New level.
Exactly.